Play this daily to reshape your reality. Introduction. Life is not a battle to be won or a problem to be solved. Think of it as a game with its own rules, levels, and objectives. For too long, you may have felt like you were playing without knowing the rules, or worse, that the game was playing you. This book is your instruction manual. It will teach you the rules of the game of reality. You will learn that you are not a pawn, but the player. By understanding how to play with your focus, energy, and beliefs each day, you can begin to consciously reshape your reality from the inside out. This is not about magic. It is about mastering the game. Let us learn how to play. Chapter 1. The Game Board. Your reality is malleable. To begin this journey, you must first embrace a single, powerful, and liberating truth. The reality you are experiencing right now is not solid. It is not fixed. It is not set in stone. Your life, your circumstances, your health, your finances, and your relationships are not permanent statues in a museum. Instead, I want you to imagine your reality as something else entirely. Imagine it as a vast, interactive, and intelligent field of energy that is constantly responding to you. Think of it like water, which takes the shape of any container it is poured into. Think of it like clay, which can be molded and shaped by the hands of a sculptor. You are the sculptor. Your inner world is the shape you give to the clay of reality. This is the first and most important rule of the game. Your external world is a direct, undeniable, and unfailing mirror of your internal world. Your world is not happening to you. It is responding from you. Let this idea sink deep into your bones. It may feel strange at first. It may even feel wrong. We are taught from a very young age to believe the opposite. We are taught that the world is a solid, objective place that happens to us. A car cuts you off in traffic and you feel anger. Your boss criticizes your work and you feel shame. You receive an unexpected bill and you feel fear. In this old model, the world is the cause and your feelings are the effect. But what if this is completely backward? What if the game is far more interesting than that? What if the anger, shame, and fear already existed within you as a dominant energy, and the world, like a faithful servant, simply brought you the circumstances to match it? This is a radical idea, and it is the key that unlocks every other door we are about to walk through. You are not a victim of your world, you are its co-creator. Let's explore this with a story. Imagine a woman named Clara. Clara lives in a small apartment in a busy city. Every morning she wakes up and feels a sense of dread. She looks around her apartment and sees chaos. There are piles of laundry that need to be folded. There are dishes in the sink from the night before. Dust has settled on her bookshelf. Her mind immediately begins its usual routine. It says, "This place is a mess. I'm so lazy. I can never get ahead. My life is disorganized and chaotic." This thought loop, this internal story, generates a feeling of anxiety and overwhelm. As she leaves for work, she spills coffee on her shirt. Of course, she thinks. Just another chaotic thing happening in my chaotic life. On the subway, it is more crowded than usual, and people are pushy. At work, her boss drops a last-minute project on her desk, throwing her entire schedule into disarray. Her day continues in this fashion, one chaotic event after another, until she returns home in the evening, exhausted and defeated, to the same messy apartment. She looks at the dishes and the laundry and says to herself, "See, I was right. My life is chaos." Now, let's look at this through the lens of our new rule. As within, so without. Clara's inner world was the starting point. She woke up with a mind full of chaotic, disorganized, and self-critical thoughts. Her inner state was one of chaos. The universe, the great mirror of reality, had no choice but to reflect that chaos back to her. The messy apartment was the first reflection. The spilled coffee was another. The crowded subway and the demanding boss were simply more reflections of her internal state. Her outer world was not causing her inner chaos. Her inner chaos was creating her outer world. The world was simply matching her energy. It was giving her more evidence to prove her own beliefs true. The universe will always, without fail, give you evidence for what you believe. Now imagine a different day for Clara. Imagine she learned this one simple rule. The world is a mirror. She wakes up and she sees the messy apartment. The old thoughts start to creep in. This place is a mess. I am so lazy. But this time, she stops. She takes a breath. She remembers the rule. She thinks, my outer world is reflecting my inner world. If I want to change the reflection, I must change what I am projecting. So instead of spiraling into anxiety, she makes a small, conscious choice. She walks to the sink and she washes one single dish. As she washes it, she focuses completely on the act. She feels the warm water on her hands. She sees the soap bubbles. She rinses the dish until it is sparkling clean. She has introduced one small element of order into her inner and outer world. She then makes her bed. It takes 2 minutes. Another small act of order. She does not tackle the whole apartment. She just makes these 2 small changes. She has shifted her inner state just slightly from I am chaos to I am capable of creating order. As she leaves for work, she feels a tiny bit lighter. Because she is feeling slightly more orderly, she is more present. She notices her coffee cup is near the edge of the counter and moves it before it can spill. On the subway, she finds an empty seat because her new, calmer energy is not desperately pushing through the crowd, but calmly observing. At work, when her boss brings the new project, instead of feeling overwhelmed, her slightly more orderly mind thinks, okay, how can I fit this in? Let's look at my schedule. She finds a way. Her day proceeds more smoothly. Not because the world magically changed, but because she changed her inner signal, and the world responded in kind. This is the game. It is a subtle dance between you and your reflection. You must lead the dance. You cannot wait for the reflection to change first. That is not how mirrors work. You must smile first for the reflection to smile back. You must bring the order first for the world to reflect order back to you. You might be skeptical. You might think this sounds too simple or too strange. You might say, but what about real science? Is there any proof for this? The answer is a resounding yes. The strange and wonderful world of quantum physics has been pointing to this truth for over 100 years. Let us talk about one of the most famous and mind-bending experiments in all of science. It is called the double-slit experiment. Do not worry, we will keep this simple. Imagine you have a screen, and in front of it, you have a barrier with 2 small vertical slits in it, like 2 tiny doorways side by side. Now imagine you are shooting tiny particles, like microscopic marbles, at this barrier. Some marbles will be blocked by the barrier, but some will go through one slit or the other and hit the screen behind it. Over time, you would expect to see 2 lines on the screen, corresponding to the 2 slits. That makes perfect sense. And that is exactly what happens when scientists shoot these tiny particles called electrons while they are watching. When there is a detector, a measuring device observing which slit the electron goes through, the electrons behave exactly like little marbles. They go through one slit or the other, and they form 2 distinct lines on the screen behind. But here is where reality gets truly weird. This is where the game shows its hand. When the scientists perform the exact same experiment but remove the detector, when they are not watching which slit the electron goes through, something impossible happens. The electrons stop behaving like particles. They start behaving like waves. Instead of going through one slit or the other, each electron seems to go through both slits at the same time, like a ripple in a pond. When these waves hit the screen on the other side, they create what is called an interference pattern. It is not 2 lines, it is many lines, a pattern of light and dark bands, which is the signature of waves interfering with each other. Let this sink in for a moment. The tiny building blocks of our reality behave differently when they are being watched. The very act of observing, the act of measuring, forces the energy to collapse from a wave of infinite possibilities into a single specific particle in a single specific place. The observer changes the outcome of the experiment. Now, what does this have to do with you and your life? Everything. You are the observer in the grand laboratory of your life. Your focused attention is the measuring device. When you are not consciously choosing what to focus on, your reality exists as a wave of infinite possibilities. The perfect job, the loving relationship, the healthy body, the financial abundance, they all exist as possibilities in this field of potential. But the moment you focus your attention, the moment you observe your reality in a certain way, you collapse that wave. If you wake up and your dominant focus, your conscious observation, is on lack, on what is missing, on your bills, on your problems, you are acting as the observer that collapses the wave of potential into the particle of lack. You are forcing reality to show you what you are looking at. If, however, you consciously choose to place your focus, your powerful observation, on what you are grateful for, on the opportunities around you, on the love in your life, you are collapsing the wave of potential into the particle of abundance. You are telling reality, show me this. This is what I am looking at. This is not just a metaphor. It is the fundamental nature of how consciousness interacts with the physical world. Your focused awareness is the most powerful creative tool you possess. It literally turns the energy of potential into the matter of your experience. You are not just a passenger in this universe. You are the one at the microscope deciding what to bring into focus. There is another, more biological piece of this puzzle that operates within your own brain. It is a network of neurons located in your brainstem, and it has a fascinating name. It is called the Reticular Activating System, or the RAS for short. You can think of the RAS as the ultimate gatekeeper for your mind. Right now, as you are listening to these words, your senses are being bombarded with millions of bits of information. There is the temperature of the air on your skin, the feeling of the chair or floor beneath you, the subtle sounds in the room around you, the sight of everything in your peripheral vision. If your conscious mind had to process all of this information at once, you would be instantly overwhelmed and unable to function. The reticular activating system's job is to act as a filter. It sifts through this flood of data and decides what is important enough to be brought to your conscious attention. And how does it decide what is important? It listens to you. It listens to what you tell it is important. You program your own filter. Let me give you a very common example. Have you ever decided you wanted to buy a specific model and color of a car, let's say a red sports car? You might have never noticed them before, but the moment you decide, I want a red sports car, you start seeing them everywhere. On the highway, in parking lots, in commercials, it feels like the world has suddenly been flooded with red sports cars. But has it? No. The number of red sports cars has not changed. What has changed is you. You have given your reticular activating system a new command. The command is, red sports cars are now important to me. Show them to me. Your brain's filter, being the good servant that it is, immediately starts highlighting every red sports car in your environment and bringing it to your conscious attention. This works for everything in your life, not just cars. If you wake up every day with the deep-seated belief that the world is a dangerous place and that people cannot be trusted, you have programmed your RAS to search for evidence of danger and betrayal. Your gatekeeper will diligently filter out all the information that contradicts this belief. It will ignore the 10 kind strangers you pass and highlight the one person who looks at you strangely. It will disregard the acts of generosity on the news and zoom in on the stories of crime and conflict. Your brain will literally present you with a reality that confirms your belief that the world is dangerous. Conversely, If you decide to program your RS with a different belief, the world transforms before your very eyes. If you make a conscious decision, today I am going to look for opportunities and beauty, you are giving your RS a new set of instructions. Your gatekeeper will now start pointing out things you were blind to before. You might notice the intricate pattern of a leaf on the ground. You might overhear a conversation about a job opening that is perfect for you. You might see the kindness in the eyes of the person serving you coffee. The opportunities and the beauty were always there. You were just not tuned to their frequency. You had not told your brain to look for them. You have the power to consciously program this filter. It is perhaps the most practical and immediate way to begin reshaping your reality. You can decide what you want to see more of in your life, and then you can command your own mind to find it for you. If you want more joy, you program your RAS by actively looking for things that bring you joy. If you want more wealth, you program your RAS by celebrating every form of abundance you see, from a friend buying you lunch to finding a coin on the street. You are the programmer of your own perception. What you tell your brain to look for is what your brain will find, and what your brain finds becomes the reality you experience. You are building your world, thought by thought, focus by focus. This powerful idea is not new. It is not a product of modern science or psychology. It is an ancient piece of wisdom that has been passed down through the ages. The great spiritual traditions have understood this principle for millennia. In ancient Hermetic texts, a collection of sacred wisdom, this idea is captured in a simple and profound phrase: as within, so without. As above, so below. Let's break this down. As within, so without is exactly what we have been discussing. Your inner world of thoughts, beliefs, and emotions is the blueprint. Your outer world of circumstances, people, and events is the physical building constructed from that blueprint. A chaotic mind creates a chaotic life. A peaceful mind creates a peaceful life. An inner world of poverty consciousness, of believing there is never enough, will manifest as an outer world of financial lack and struggle. An inner world of abundance consciousness, of knowing you are worthy and provided for, will manifest as an outer world of flow, opportunity, and wealth. The mirror does not lie. It can only reflect what is put in front of it. As above, so below speaks to the same principle on a grander scale. It means that the patterns of the cosmos, the above, are reflected in the patterns of your own life, the below. The same laws that govern the orbits of planets and the formation of galaxies also govern your own personal reality. One of these great laws is the law of correspondence. The universe is a system of correspondences and reflections. To understand your life, you do not need to look outside of yourself for answers. You need to look within. Your life is a classroom, and your circumstances are your teachers. Every single thing in your life right now is a piece of feedback. It is showing you what you believe. It is showing you what energy you are currently broadcasting. If you are experiencing conflict in your relationships, the law of correspondence invites you to look within and ask, where is the conflict within me? What warring beliefs am I holding? If you are experiencing a lack of energy and vitality in your body, it invites you to look within and ask, where am I leaking my energy? What thoughts are draining my life force? This is not about blame. It is never about blame. It is about empowerment. It is about taking back your power from your circumstances and realizing that the control panel for your life is, and always has been, inside of you. You are a universe in miniature. The great creative power of the cosmos operates through you. You are a focal point of consciousness through which the universe experiences itself. And by changing your inner state, you change the very fabric of the reality you experience. So how do we begin to put this into practice today, right now? We start by playing a simple game. This is your first daily play exercise. I call it the What Am I Noticing game. For the rest of today, or for one full day, your only mission is to become a detective of your own awareness. Your goal is to uncover what your reticular activating system is currently programmed to show you. You will need a small notebook and a pen, or you can use the Notes app on your phone. Set an alarm or a reminder to go off once every hour. When the reminder goes off, you will stop what you are doing for just 1 minute. In that minute, you will ask yourself a simple question. What have I been predominantly noticing for the past hour? And then, you will write down your honest answer. Maybe you were noticing all the red lights on your commute. Maybe you were noticing how tired you felt. Maybe you were noticing a sense of frustration with a coworker. Maybe you were noticing the beautiful color of the sky. Maybe you were noticing a feeling of gratitude for your morning coffee. There are no right or wrong answers. The key is to be brutally honest with yourself, but also completely non-judgmental. You are not good or bad for what you notice. You are simply gathering data. You are a scientist observing the current settings of your reality-creating machine. At the end of the day, take 5 minutes to review your list. Look for patterns. Is the list predominantly positive, filled with things you appreciate and enjoy? Or is it predominantly negative, filled with problems, irritations, and lacks? Or is it neutral, just a list of tasks and observations? This list is your diagnostic report. It is a snapshot of your current point of attraction. It is showing you, with perfect clarity, what you are telling the universe to bring you more of. If your list is full of problems, you are programming your reality for more problems. If your list is full of beauty, you are programming your reality for more beauty. Do not be discouraged if your list is more negative than you would like. This is incredibly valuable information. You cannot change a program until you know what the program is. This exercise reveals the invisible programming that has been running your life on autopilot. By simply becoming aware of it, you have already begun the process of changing it. You have stepped out of the role of the unconscious character in the game and have taken the first step into the role of the conscious player. You are seeing the game board for what it is, a dynamic, responsive, and malleable field of potential. And you are beginning to understand that you are not merely a piece on the board. You are the one who moves the pieces. Your reality is waiting for your next move. This simple game of noticing is the first move in a whole new way of living. It is the beginning of consciously, deliberately, and joyfully reshaping your reality from the inside out. Welcome to the game. Chapter 2. The Player. You are the thinker, not the thoughts. Now that we have established the nature of the game board, that reality is a malleable mirror reflecting our inner world. We must turn our attention to the most important element of the game, the player. And that player is you. But perhaps not the you that you think you are. To truly master this game of reality, you must understand the crucial difference between who you truly are and the character you have been conditioned to play. This is the next great secret to reshaping your life. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who is aware of your thoughts. You are not the voice in your head. You are the silent listener who hears that voice. Think about it for a moment. Right now, there is a voice in your head. It might be commenting on these words. It might be thinking about what you need to do later today. It might be replaying a conversation from yesterday. This inner narrator seems to be on all the time, from the moment you wake up until the moment you fall asleep. For most of us, we are so identified with this voice that we believe it is who we are. We believe its worries are our worries. We believe its judgments are our judgments. We believe its limitations are our limitations. But I am here to tell you that this voice is not you. It is a tool, a mechanism of the mind, but it is not the core of your being. Imagine you are watching a movie. There is a character on the screen, the hero of the story. The character has a backstory, a personality, a set of beliefs and fears. The character makes mistakes, feels pain, celebrates victories. You might get engrossed in the movie, you might feel what the character feels, but you never for a moment believe that you are the character on the screen. You know that you are the one sitting in the chair watching the movie. The same is true for the voice in your head. That voice is the character in the movie of your life. It is a product of your past conditioning. It is made up of all the things your parents, teachers, and society told you about yourself and the world. It is a bundle of old fears, learned limitations, and habitual reactions. It is your ego, the character you have been playing for so long that you have forgotten you are just the actor. The greatest leap you will ever make in your spiritual and personal growth is the moment you stop identifying with this character and start identifying with the silent, aware presence that is watching the movie. This is your true self. The you that can notice your thoughts. The you that can feel your emotions without being consumed by them. The you that is aware of the voice in your head. This is the player. The conditioned mind, the voice in your head, is the game piece. As long as you believe you are the game piece, you are at the mercy of the board. You are tossed around by circumstances, reacting automatically based on your past programming. But the moment you realize you are the player, you can pick up the game piece and move it consciously. You gain power over your own mind. Let's use an analogy. Think of your mind as a garden. For years, you have let this garden grow wild. The voice in your head has been like a rogue gardener, planting seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity without your permission. Weeds of worry have grown thick, thorns of self-criticism have spread everywhere, and you, believing you were the garden itself, thought that this tangled, overgrown state was just your nature. You thought, I am an anxious person, or I am a negative person. But you are not the garden. You are the master gardener. You have always been the master gardener. You just forgot. Your work now is to wake up and realize that you have the power to tend to your own garden. You can choose to stop watering the weeds. You can gently pull them out one by one, and you can begin to consciously plant new seeds. Seeds of peace, seeds of confidence, seeds of joy. You have the power to cultivate the garden of your mind. This is not just a spiritual or philosophical idea. It has a firm basis in modern neuroscience. The scientific community has a name for this incredible ability of the brain to change itself. It is called neuroplasticity. For a long time, scientists believed that the adult brain was more or less fixed, like hardened concrete. They thought that by the time you reached adulthood, your personality, your habits, and your intelligence were set for life. But over the past few decades, research has shown this to be completely untrue. The brain is not like concrete. It is like plastic or clay. It is constantly changing, adapting, and rewiring itself based on your experiences, your behaviors, and most importantly, your thoughts. Every single time you have a thought, a tiny electrical current fires between brain cells called neurons. This creates a connection, a neural pathway. The more you have the same thought, the more this pathway is fired. Imagine walking through a grassy field. The first time you walk a certain path, you barely make a trail. But if you walk that same path every single day, over and over, you will wear down the grass, carve a groove in the dirt, and create a well-defined path. Neural pathways in your brain work in exactly the same way. The thoughts you repeat most often become well-worn superhighways in your brain. They become your default automatic way of thinking. This is why habits, both good and bad, are so powerful. If you have spent years thinking thoughts like, I'm not good enough, you have built a superhighway of inadequacy in your brain. This thought becomes easy, automatic, and feels true simply because the path is so well worn. The good news, the incredible life-changing news of neuroplasticity, is that you can build new roads, and the old roads, if left unused, will eventually become overgrown and disappear. Every time you consciously choose a new thought, every time you refuse to go down the old negative path and instead choose a positive, empowering one, you are like a pioneer forging a new trail in that grassy field. At first, it is difficult, it takes effort, The new path is faint. But if you walk it every day, if you consciously choose the thought, I am capable and strong, instead of, I'm not good enough, you begin to strengthen that new pathway. The new thought becomes easier, more natural, more automatic. You are literally physically rewiring your brain to support the reality you want to create. You are using your mind to change your brain. You are the architect of your own neural landscape. This is the power of the player. The character, the voice in your head, will want to keep walking down the old, familiar, negative paths. It is what it knows. It feels safe in its misery. But you, the player, the silent observer, can make a different choice. You can say, no, we are not going down that road today. Today, we are building a new road. This power of choice is what separates the conscious creator from the unconscious reactor. There is a famous quote by a neurologist and psychiatrist named Viktor Frankl, who survived the horrors of the Holocaust. He said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. This space is your kingdom." Let's break that down. The stimulus is what happens in the world. Your child spills milk on the floor. Your partner says something unkind. You get stuck in traffic. The conditioned mind, the character, has an automatic response. It collapses that space instantly. The milk spills and anger erupts. The unkind word is heard and defensiveness flares up. The traffic stops and frustration boils over. There is no space, no choice, just stimulus and reaction. This is living on autopilot. This is being the game piece. But the player, the conscious observer, knows about the space. When the milk spills, the player takes a breath. In that half-second pause, that sacred space, the player chooses. Instead of automatic anger, the player can choose patience. They can choose to see it as a simple accident. They can choose to feel gratitude that they have a child to make a mess. When the unkind word is spoken, the player can pause. In that space, they can choose not to react with defensiveness. They can choose to see that the other person might be in pain. They can choose to respond with a question instead of an accusation. They can choose peace over conflict. This space is where you take your power back. It is the moment you stop being a puppet of your past and start being the master of your present. How do we practice finding this space? How do we learn to identify with the player instead of the character? The most ancient and powerful technique for this is meditation. Now, the word meditation might bring up images of monks sitting on mountains for hours, but it does not have to be complicated. We can start with a very simple practice, one you can do right now. I call it cloud watching meditation. Find a comfortable place to sit. You can close your eyes if you like. Take a deep breath in and let it out slowly. Now bring your attention to your thoughts. I want you to imagine that your mind is a vast, open blue sky. This sky is your true self, your silent awareness. It is always there. It is always peaceful. It is always vast and open. Now notice the thoughts that are drifting through your mind. I want you to imagine that these thoughts are clouds floating across the sky. Some clouds might be dark and stormy. These are your worried thoughts, your angry thoughts, your fearful thoughts. Other clouds might be light, white, and puffy. These are your happy thoughts, your creative ideas, your pleasant memories. Your job in this meditation is not to stop the clouds. You cannot stop them. Your job is not to judge the clouds, to say, oh, that is a bad, stormy cloud. Your job is not to cling to the fluffy white clouds and try to make them stay. Your one and only job is to be the sky. Simply watch the clouds as they drift by. Notice a thought, a worry about work, and label it a cloud. Watch it float across the sky of your awareness and disappear over the horizon. Notice a memory, a happy moment, and label it a cloud. Watch it float by. Notice a judgment about yourself and label it a cloud. Let it go. As you do this, something profound begins to happen. You start to experience directly that you are not the clouds, you are the sky. The clouds come and go. They change constantly. They are temporary and fleeting. But you, the sky, the awareness, you remain. You are the unchanging, peaceful space in which all the activity of the mind takes place. Practicing this for just 5 minutes a day begins to fundamentally shift your sense of identity. You are loosening the grip of the ego, the voice in your head. You are creating that sacred space between stimulus and response. You are strengthening your connection to your true self, the calm, centered, and powerful player of the game. This true self has many names in different spiritual traditions. Some call it the witness, some call it the observer, some call it consciousness or pure awareness. The name does not matter. The experience of it is what counts. When you are identified with the witness, you are no longer tossed about on the chaotic ocean of your thoughts and emotions. You are like the deep, calm, still water at the bottom of the ocean. The surface may be turbulent with waves and storms, but your core remains untouched, serene, and powerful. From this place of deep inner stillness, you can navigate the storms of life with grace and ease. You can make choices that are aligned with your highest good, not with your deepest fears. Let's look at how this plays out in a practical, everyday situation. Let's go back to our friend Clara. Imagine Clara is at work and her boss comes over and criticizes a report she spent all week on. The old Clara, the one identified with the voice in her head, would have an immediate, automatic reaction. The voice would scream, "I'm a failure. He thinks I'm incompetent. I worked so hard and it wasn't good enough. I'm going to get fired." These thoughts would trigger feelings of shame, anxiety, and anger. She might get defensive with her boss, or she might shut down completely, spending the rest of the day in a fog of self-pity. She is the character, reacting based on her programming of "I'm not good enough." Now imagine the new Clara, the Clara who has been practicing her cloud-watching meditation, the Clara who knows she is the sky, not the clouds. Her boss comes over and delivers the same criticism. The stimulus is the same, but Clara's response is different. She feels the initial sting of the criticism. The old, stormy thought clouds begin to form. "I'm a failure. He thinks I'm incompetent." But because she has practiced, she does not identify with them. She creates a tiny space. She is the sky, watching the "I'm a failure" cloud drift by. She takes a breath. From this calm, centered place of the observer, she can now choose her response. Instead of getting defensive, she looks at her boss and says, with genuine curiosity, "Thank you for the feedback. Could you show me specifically which parts you think need improvement so I can understand better?" She has not made the criticism mean anything about her worth as a person. She has treated it as what it is, data, information she can use to improve. She has separated the event from her story about the event. Her boss, met not with defensiveness but with openness, might soften his tone and offer constructive advice. The entire interaction is transformed. Clara leaves the conversation feeling not like a failure, but like a professional who is learning and growing. She has played the game masterfully. She has used the power of the player. This is the freedom that comes when you stop believing the propaganda of your own mind. The voice in your head is a relentless storyteller, and its favorite genre is horror and drama. It loves to tell you stories about what might go wrong in the future, based on all the things that went wrong in the past. It is a survival mechanism that has gone into overdrive. But you do not have to buy a ticket to its show every single day. You can become a discerning critic of the stories your mind tells you. You can start to question them. When the voice says, "You'll never be able to do that," you, the player, can step in and ask, "Is that really true? Or is that just an old, tired story?" When the voice says, "That person doesn't like you," you, the player, can ask, "Do I know that for a fact? Or am I just making up a story to protect myself?" You are the one who holds the pen. You can write a new story. By using the power of your neuroplasticity, you can start to write a story of confidence, of capability, of love, of success. You do this by consciously choosing your thoughts. You do this by starving the old, negative neural pathways of your attention and feeding the new, positive ones. You do this by consistently practicing the art of the pause, of finding that sacred space between what happens and how you respond. You do this by remembering in every moment you can that you are the vast, peaceful sky and your thoughts are just the weather passing through. This is not a one-time fix. It is a daily practice. It is a commitment to tending your inner garden every single day. Some days the weeds will seem to grow faster than you can pull them. Some days the old stormy clouds will block out the sun. That is okay. That is part of the game. The goal is not to have a perfectly clear sky all the time. The goal is to remember that you are the sky. Your power lies not in controlling the weather, but in knowing your own vast, unchangeable, and peaceful nature. So your daily play for this chapter is to deepen your practice of becoming the player. Continue with your cloud-watching meditation for at least 5 minutes every day. But add a new layer to the game. Throughout your day, your mission is to catch the voice in your head in the act. Become a thought detective. Whenever you feel a strong negative emotion like anger, sadness, or anxiety, stop. Ask yourself one simple question. What thought just went through my mind that caused this feeling? Identify the thought. See it for what it is. A little bundle of energy. A cloud passing through the sky of your mind. Do not judge it. Do not fight it. Just notice it. You can say to yourself, there is that I'm not good enough story again. By simply noticing it, by shining the light of your awareness on it, you rob it of its power over you. You are no longer unconsciously consumed by it. You are consciously observing it, and in that observation, you find your freedom. You confirm your identity as the player, the thinker, the silent, powerful master of your own inner world. This is the path to true self-mastery. This is how you pick up your game piece and begin to move it with intention and purpose across the board of your life. Chapter 3. The Rulebook, the Unseen Laws of Energy. We have established that your reality is a malleable game board and that you are the conscious player, not the conditioned character. Now, we must learn the rules of the game. Just like any game has rules of physics that govern how a ball bounces or how a piece moves, the game of reality has its own set of fundamental laws. These are not laws created by governments or society. They are the unseen, unbreakable laws of the universe itself. They govern the flow of energy that creates worlds. To play the game masterfully, you must understand these rules. Ignorance of these laws is like trying to play chess without knowing how the pieces move. You will be confused, frustrated, and you will feel like the game is playing you. But once you understand them, everything begins to make sense. You can begin to work with these laws, to flow with them, and to use them to consciously create the life you truly desire. The first and most foundational rule is this: everything is energy. Absolutely everything. The chair you are sitting on, the air you are breathing, the body you inhabit, the device you are using to hear these words, it is all energy. The thoughts you are thinking right now, the emotions you are feeling in this moment, they are also energy. This is not a New Age platitude. It is a fundamental truth of our universe, confirmed by science over a century ago with Albert Einstein's famous equation, E=mc². This equation revealed that matter and energy are two sides of the same coin. Matter is simply energy that has been slowed down, cooled down, and condensed into a form that we can perceive with our 5 senses. It is energy vibrating at a very slow and dense frequency. Think of it like water. Water can exist as a solid, ice. It can exist as a liquid, water. And it can exist as a gas, steam. Ice is dense and slow. You can touch it, hold it. Liquid water is more fluid, faster. Steam is even faster, more diffuse, and invisible. They are all the exact same substance, H2O, just vibrating at different speeds, at different energy levels. Your reality is the same. The physical objects around you are like the ice, energy vibrating very slowly. Your emotions are like the water, more fluid and moving. Your thoughts are like the steam, even faster, lighter and less visible, but still incredibly powerful. It is all just energy. When you truly grasp this, the world stops looking like a collection of separate solid objects and starts looking like a vast, interconnected, vibrating ocean of energy. And you are not separate from this ocean. You are a part of it. You are a wave in this ocean. More than that, you are a conscious focal point within this ocean, capable of changing your own vibration and thus influencing the ocean around you. Your primary job as a player in this game is to become a conscious manager of your own personal energy, your own vibration, because the energy you broadcast is the reality you will experience. This might sound abstract, so let's make it concrete with a beautiful scientific demonstration called cymatics. The word cymatics comes from the Greek word chyma, which means wave. It is the study of how sound vibration affects matter. The experiments are simple and stunning. Scientists will take a metal plate and cover it with a thin layer of sand or salt. Then, they will play a specific sound frequency through the plate using a speaker. What happens next is miraculous. As the sound vibration travels through the plate, the sand particles, which were in a chaotic pile, instantly begin to arrange themselves into a beautiful, intricate geometric pattern. A low frequency might create a simple pattern, like a circle with a cross in it. As the frequency gets higher, the pattern becomes more complex, more detailed, more exquisite. A chaotic, dissonant noise will create a chaotic, messy pile of sand. A pure, harmonious tone will create a perfectly symmetrical and stunningly beautiful mandala. Now think about the profound implications of this. A non-physical force, a sound wave, an invisible vibration, can organize physical matter into a coherent pattern. This is not a theory, this is a visible, repeatable fact. Now, let's apply this to your life. You, right now, are broadcasting a vibration. This vibration is the sum total of your dominant emotional state. Your feelings are your personal sound frequency. Your emotional energy is the song you are singing to the universe, 24 hours a day, and the sand on the plate. That is the energy of infinite potential all around you. It is the unformed clay of your reality. Your emotional vibration is the force that is constantly organizing the sand of your life into the patterns you experience. If your dominant emotional song is one of fear, anxiety, and worry, what kind of pattern do you think you are creating in the sand of your reality? You are creating a chaotic, messy, and stressful pattern. Your life will look and feel disorganized, jarring, and full of problems. You are broadcasting a dissonant tone, and reality is faithfully arranging itself to match that chaos. If, however, your dominant emotional song is one of love, joy, and gratitude, what kind of pattern are you creating? You are broadcasting a pure, harmonious tone. The sand of your reality has no choice but to arrange itself into a beautiful, symmetrical, and graceful pattern. Your life will look and feel orderly, flowing, and full of blessings. You will experience synchronicity, ease, and grace. You are the composer and the singer of your life's song. Your emotions are the music. The circumstances of your life are the beautiful or chaotic patterns that this music creates. This brings us to the second great law of energy, which is a direct consequence of the first. It is the law of vibration. This law states that everything is in constant motion, everything vibrates, and nothing rests. More importantly for our game, it dictates that vibrations of a similar nature are drawn to each other. This is often simplified as like attracts like, but it is more accurate to say like resonates with like. Let me give you another powerful analogy. Imagine you have two grand pianos in a very large room. You walk over to the first piano and you strike the middle C key, hard. The string vibrates at a specific frequency, creating the note you hear as middle C. Now, you walk across the room to the second piano, which no one has touched. If you listen closely, you will hear a faint sound. The middle C string on the second piano will be vibrating, humming in sympathy with the first. It started vibrating on its own, without being struck. Why? Because it is tuned to the exact same frequency as the string you struck on the other piano. It is resonating with it. It did not respond to the D key or the G key. It only responded to its own resonant frequency. You are the first piano. You are the one striking the key. Your dominant emotional state is the note you are playing. The universe is the second piano, full of an infinite number of strings, representing every possible reality, every possible experience. The universe will not bring you the experiences you want with your mind. It will bring you the experiences that resonate with the emotional note you are currently holding in your being. You can say, I want to be prosperous. I want to be prosperous all day long. But if the key you are striking with your emotional body is the note of lack and scarcity, then the only strings that will vibrate in the universe for you are the ones that match that feeling. The universe will bring you more experiences of lack and scarcity. It will bring you unexpected bills, a car that breaks down, a job opportunity that falls through. It is not punishing you. It is simply matching your note. It is resonating with your song. To attract prosperity, you must learn to play the note of prosperity. You must learn to feel what it feels like to be prosperous, even before the money shows up. You must feel abundant, grateful, and at ease. When you hold that feeling, that vibration, you are striking the prosperity key on your piano. And the universe, the grand piano across the room, has no choice but to make its prosperity strings vibrate for you. It will start to bring you experiences that match that feeling. A new idea for a business, an unexpected check in the mail, a person who can help you. It is a law. It is physics. Let's break down the emotional scale as a vibrational ladder. At the very bottom of the ladder, you have the lowest, slowest, most dense vibrations. These are emotions like shame, guilt, and apathy. When you are in a state of shame, your world literally shrinks. You feel small, worthless, and hidden. The reality that resonates with this frequency is one of invisibility, failure, and being overlooked. Moving up the ladder, you have grief, fear, and anger. Fear is a vibration that resonates with danger, threats, and things to be afraid of. If you live in a state of fear, you will find evidence of danger everywhere. You will attract untrustworthy people and threatening situations. It is the note you are playing. Anger is a slightly higher vibration. It has more energy than fear, but it still resonates with conflict, injustice, and things to fight against. Living in anger means you will constantly find yourself in arguments, battles, and situations that feel unfair. As we move further up the ladder, we get to courage, neutrality, and willingness. In a state of courage, you start taking your power back. You resonate with challenges you can overcome and opportunities for growth. Then we get to the really high vibrations, acceptance and reason. And then, at the top of the ladder, we have the highest, fastest, and most powerful frequencies: love, joy, peace, and gratitude. Love is the vibration that resonates with connection, harmony, and beauty. When you are vibrating at the frequency of love, you attract loving people, harmonious relationships, and you see the beauty in everything. Joy is an even higher frequency. It is an effervescent, bubbly energy. When you are in a state of joy, you resonate with fun, laughter, and delightful surprises. The universe brings you more and more things to be joyful about. Peace is a state of deep calm and serenity. When you are vibrating with peace, you resonate with ease, flow, and solutions. Problems seem to solve themselves around you because you are not a vibrational match for problems anymore. And perhaps the most powerful creative frequency of all is gratitude. Gratitude is the ultimate signal of abundance. When you are feeling genuinely grateful, you are broadcasting a powerful message to the universe. The message is, I have enough. I am blessed. I am receiving. Thank you. More, please. Gratitude is the frequency of receiving. Living in a state of gratitude is the fastest way to attract more things to be grateful for. Your work as a player is to become aware of what note you're playing at any given time, and to learn how to consciously move yourself up the vibrational ladder. You are the musician, and your emotional body is your instrument. You must learn to tune your instrument to the frequency of the reality you wish to experience. This leads us to the third great unseen law, the law of cause and effect, also known as the law of karma. Now, the word karma has been widely misunderstood in the West. We tend to think of it as a cosmic system of punishment and reward. If you do something bad will happen to you. If you do something good, you will get a reward. But this is a very human, moralistic interpretation of a completely neutral scientific law. Karma is not about punishment. It is about balance. It is about return. It is a simple law of physics, like an echo. If you stand in a canyon and shout, "Hello," what comes back to you? The canyon does not judge your voice. It does not decide if you are a good person or a bad person. It simply and mechanically sends the sound of "hello" back to you. The law of karma is exactly the same. It is a cosmic echo. The energy that you send out, through your thoughts, your words, your emotions, and your actions, is the exact energy that must, by law, return to you. It is not personal, it is physics. The cause you set in motion is the energy you broadcast. The effect is the reality that is echoed back to you. If you send out the energy of judgment, if you are constantly criticizing others, finding fault, and looking down on people, you are shouting judgment into the canyon. What must echo back? You will find yourself in situations where you are judged. You will attract critical people into your life. You will feel the sting of being misunderstood and condemned. The universe is not punishing you for being judgmental. It is simply returning your energetic signal so that you may understand it. If you send out the energy of kindness, if you perform acts of generosity, if you offer a listening ear, if you think supportive thoughts about others, you are shouting kindness into the canyon. What must echo back? You will find yourself on the receiving end of unexpected kindness. People will go out of their way to help you. Opportunities will open up for you through the generosity of others. The universe is simply echoing your own energy back to you. This law applies to everything. If you send out the energy of deceit, you will attract experiences of being deceived. If you send out the energy of abundance by being generous and celebrating the success of others, you will receive abundance in return. The cause is not just your physical actions. In fact, your actions are the least powerful part of the equation. The most powerful cause you can set in motion is your vibrational output, your dominant emotional state. You can be performing a good deed, like donating to charity, but if you are doing it from a place of guilt or obligation, a low vibration, the echo that comes back will be more situations that make you feel guilty or obligated. The universe does not respond to your action. It responds to the energy behind your action. Conversely, you could be doing nothing at all, simply sitting on your couch, but if you are radiating a pure, powerful feeling of joy and peace, you are shouting joy and peace into the canyon. And the universe will echo back circumstances, people, and events that match that feeling of joy and peace. This is why mastering your inner world is so much more important than struggling and striving in the outer world. The inner world is the cause. The outer world is the effect. Change the cause, and the effect must change. Understanding this law is the ultimate form of empowerment. It removes all sense of victimhood. If you do not like what is happening in your life, you no longer have to blame the economy, your boss, your partner, or your past. You can look at your life circumstances as an echo. You can listen to the echo and ask yourself, what sound did I send out to create this? This is not for self-blame. It is for self-correction. It gives you the power to change your reality by consciously changing the signal you are sending out today, right now. You cannot change the sounds you shouted yesterday. The echoes of your past may still be returning for a while, but you can, this very moment, choose to shout a new sound into the canyon. You can choose to send out love. You can choose to send out gratitude. You can choose to send out forgiveness. And you can trust with absolute certainty that a new echo is on its way. So how do we apply this understanding of energy and universal laws in a practical daily way? We play a game called the vibrational shift. Your mission in this game is to become a master of your own frequency. It is about learning to move yourself up the emotional scale at will. First, you need to become aware of your current vibration. Throughout your day, check in with yourself. How do you feel right now? Use a one-word answer. Do you feel bored, irritated, anxious, sad? These are all low-energy states, the dissonant tones. The moment you notice you are in one of these states, your game begins. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to consciously shift your vibration for just 60 seconds. You do not need to solve the problem that is making you feel bad. You just need to change your energetic channel. Here is a menu of simple, powerful tools you can use to perform a vibrational shift. The first tool is music. Music is pure vibration. It is one of the fastest ways to change your emotional state. Create a playlist on your phone, an emergency shift playlist. Fill it with songs that are absolutely guaranteed to make you feel good. Songs that make you want to dance, songs that make you feel powerful, songs that make you feel joyful. The moment you feel your energy dip, put on your headphones and play one of those songs. Close your eyes for 60 seconds and let the vibration of the music wash over you. Do not just listen to it. Feel it in your body. Let it change your chemistry. The second tool is movement. Emotion is energy in motion. Sometimes, low-energy feelings are literally stuck energy in your body. The fastest way to unstick it is to move. If you are feeling down, stand up. Shake your arms and legs for 60 seconds. Jump up and down. Do some stretching. Or even better, put on that emergency shift song and dance around your room like no one is watching. It is impossible to feel depressed while you are dancing with abandon. You are physically changing your vibrational state. The third tool is laughter. Laughter is a high-frequency vibration. It releases endorphins and instantly changes your body's chemistry. Find something that is guaranteed to make you laugh. A video of a funny animal, a clip from your favorite comedian, a memory that makes you chuckle. Give yourself 60 seconds of pure, unadulterated laughter. It is a powerful, energetic reset button. The fourth tool is nature. Humans have an innate connection to the energy of the natural world. If you are feeling stressed or overwhelmed, step outside for 60 seconds. Look at the sky, look at a tree, touch a leaf. Feel the sun or the wind on your face. Take off your shoes and stand on the grass. You are plugging your own energetic system into the vast, calming and healing energy of the earth. It is a very quick way to find your center again. The fifth, and perhaps most potent tool, is gratitude and appreciation. No matter how bad things seem, there is always something you can be grateful for. The moment you feel yourself spiraling into negativity, stop. And for 60 seconds, force yourself to find something to appreciate. It could be the taste of your coffee, the comfort of your chair, the fact that you are breathing, the color of your shirt. Focus on it intently. And for 60 seconds, try to generate the genuine feeling of gratitude for that one small thing. Feel it in your heart. Let that feeling of appreciation expand in your chest. Gratitude is such a high frequency that it cannot coexist with fear or anger. It will instantly shift you up the vibrational ladder. The point of this game is not to pretend your problems do not exist. The point is to stop feeding your problems with your low vibrational energy. When you are in a low energy state of fear or worry, you are not a vibrational match for solutions. You are only a match for more problems. By performing a vibrational shift, by consciously lifting your energy into a state of joy or gratitude or peace, even for just 60 seconds, you are changing your point of attraction. You are becoming a vibrational match for solutions, for good ideas, for synchronicities, for help. You are tuning your instrument. Practice this game relentlessly. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. You will be building a new neural pathway, a new habit of emotional self-mastery. You will be moving from being a victim of your moods to being the conductor of your own energetic orchestra. You will be learning to work with the great unseen laws of the universe instead of being a victim of them. You will be remembering that you are not just a piece of matter. You are a magnificent, vibrating being of energy, and you have the power to choose your song. Choose a beautiful one. Choose a joyful one. Choose a loving one. The universe is listening, and it is ready to echo your song back to you in the form of a beautiful life. Chapter 4. The Controller. Mastering your focus. Or The Controller. Mastering your focus. We have explored the nature of the game board, the identity of the player, and the fundamental rules of energy that govern the game. Now we arrive at the controller, the joystick, the tool you use to direct your power and navigate the game. This tool is your focus, your attention. Of all the assets you possess in this life, your focused attention is the most valuable and the most powerful. It is your currency of creation. Where you choose to place your attention is where your life energy will flow. And whatever you feed with your energy is what will grow in the garden of your reality. This principle is so fundamental that it can be summarized in one simple, powerful phrase. Where attention goes, energy flows. I want you to really take that in. Your attention is not a passive thing. It is not just you looking at the world. It is an active, directional current of your life force. Imagine your life energy, your consciousness, is like the water flowing through a garden hose. Your attention is the nozzle on the end of that hose. You are the one holding the hose, and you get to decide where to point it. You can point it at the beautiful blooming flowers, watering them, nurturing them, helping them grow vibrant and strong. These flowers represent the things you want in your life, your goals, your joys, your relationships, your health. Or you can point the hose at the weeds. You can spend your day focusing on your problems, your fears, your resentments, the things that are wrong with your life. If you do this, what will grow? The weeds. They will grow bigger, stronger, and they will eventually choke out the flowers. Most people go through life watering the weeds without even realizing it. They wake up and immediately focus their attention on the news, which is a garden of expertly cultivated weeds from around the world. They go to work and focus their attention on their difficult boss or their overwhelming to-do list. They talk to their friends and focus their attention on what is not working in their lives, on their complaints, and on their worries. They are constantly aiming their powerful hose of life energy at the very things they claim they do not want, and then they wonder why their life is so full of weeds. It is not a mystery. It is a result of unconscious focus. They have given away their power. They have let the world dictate where their attention goes. A conscious player of the game understands that their focus is their superpower. They guard it fiercely. They are deliberate and intentional about where they place it. They understand that to focus on a problem is to grow the problem. To focus on a solution is to grow the solution. This is a subtle but profound shift in perspective. Let's say you have a financial problem. You do not have enough money to pay your bills. The unconscious approach is to focus on the problem. You stare at the bills. You think about the lack of money in your bank account. You worry about the consequences. Your attention is on lack. You are watering the weed of lack. And so the universe, which follows your energy, brings you more experiences of lack. The conscious player, the master of focus, does things differently. They acknowledge the problem, the bills, but they do not dwell there. They consciously withdraw their attention from the problem and place it squarely on the solution. They ask different questions. Instead of, "Why don't I have enough money?" which is a problem-focused question, they ask, "What are some creative ways I can generate more abundance?" Or, "What opportunities are available to me right now?" Or, "How can I feel more abundant and grateful today?" Their focus, their energy, is now aimed at possibility, at opportunity, at abundance. They are watering the flower of abundance. And the universe, following this new flow of energy, must begin to present them with opportunities, ideas, and resources that match this new point of focus. This is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing which aspect of reality you want to amplify. In any given situation, there are problems and there are possibilities. There is lack and there is opportunity. Both are real. Both exist as potentials. Your focus is the selector switch. It determines which potential you bring into your dominant experience. You are the director of your own movie. You decide what the camera points at. Do you point it at the hero's struggle, or do you point it at their resourcefulness and eventual triumph? The story of your life is determined by your camera work, by your focus. In our modern world, mastering your focus is more challenging and more crucial than ever before. We live in what has been called the attention economy. There is a war for your eyeballs. Countless corporations, media outlets, and social media platforms are spending billions of dollars to figure out how to capture and hold your attention. Your phone, with its endless notifications, its infinite scrolling feeds, its constant stream of dopamine-triggering alerts, is a device specifically designed to hijack and fracture your focus. When your focus is constantly being pulled in 100 different directions, you live in a state of scattered energy. A scattered focus leads to a scattered mind. A scattered mind leads to scattered emotions. And a scattered mind and scattered emotions create a scattered and chaotic life. You feel overwhelmed, anxious, and unproductive. You feel like you are busy all day but get nothing important done. This is the direct result of allowing your focus to be splintered. Remember our discussion of the observer effect in quantum physics. A scattered, unfocused observation of your reality will collapse the wave of potential into a scattered, chaotic particle of experience. To create a coherent, peaceful, and productive reality, you need a coherent, peaceful, and focused mind. This is why learning to command your own attention is the ultimate act of rebellion in the modern world. It is an act of sovereignty. It is you declaring, "My mind is my own. My energy is my own. I will decide what is important. I will decide where my life force goes." This is where the concept of intention comes in. An intention is more than just a wish or a hope. An intention is focus with a purpose. It is your conscious mind directing your energy toward a specific desired outcome. Setting an intention is like giving your subconscious mind, your reticular activating system, and the universe itself a clear, unambiguous command. It is like programming a GPS with your desired destination. Without a clear intention, you are like a ship without a rudder, drifting aimlessly on the ocean of life, pushed around by the winds and currents of external circumstances. But with a clear intention, you become the captain of your ship. You set your course, you point your ship toward your destination, and you begin to move with purpose. The winds and currents might still be there, but now you can use them to help you get where you want to go. So, how do you set a powerful intention? There are a few key ingredients. First, it must be clear and specific. A vague intention like, "I want to be happy," is not very effective. It is too broad. A more powerful intention would be, "My intention is to find and appreciate moments of joy throughout my day today." A vague intention like, "I want more money," is not as powerful as, "My intention is to be open and receptive to new and exciting opportunities for financial abundance to flow into my life." Second, a powerful intention is always stated in the positive. Your subconscious mind does not really process negatives. If you set an intention like, "I don't want to be sick," your mind focuses on the word sick. You are still watering the weed. A much more powerful intention is, "My intention is to support my body's natural vitality and feel energetic and healthy." Always focus on what you want to create, not what you want to avoid. Third, the most powerful intentions are often framed in the present moment, as if they are already happening. This aligns with the principle of feeling it first, which we will explore more deeply later. Instead of saying, "I will be calm and focused during my presentation," you can set the intention, "I am calm, confident, and focused as I share my ideas." This sends a signal of completion, a signal of "it is done" to the universe. Setting an intention is a beautiful practice to start your day. Before you even get out of bed, before you check your phone, take a moment to be the captain of your day. Ask yourself, "What is my intention for today?" It could be simple. My intention is to be kind to every person I meet. My intention is to stay present and not worry about the future. My intention is to complete my most important task with excellence and ease. By setting an intention, you are priming your focus. You are telling your RS what to look for. You are aiming the hose of your energy before the day has a chance to pull it in a dozen different directions. You are choosing to play offense, not defense, in the game of your life. When you combine this powerful, intentional focus with an activity, you can enter a magical state of being that psychologists call flow. You have likely experienced this state before. Flow, a concept researched and named by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, is a state of optimal experience where you become so completely absorbed in an activity that everything else disappears. Your sense of self, your ego, seems to melt away. Your sense of time becomes distorted. Hours can feel like minutes. You feel a sense of effortless control and deep enjoyment. The activity feels rewarding for its own sake. Artists feel it when they are painting. Athletes feel it when they are in the zone. Musicians feel it when they are lost in the music. Programmers feel it when they are deep in code. But flow is not just for elite performers. You can experience flow while gardening, while cooking, while having a deep conversation, while writing, or even while organizing a closet. The key ingredients for flow are a clear goal, immediate feedback, and a perfect balance between the challenge of the task and your own skill level. If the task is too easy, you get bored. If it is too hard, you get anxious. But when the challenge is just a little bit beyond your current skill level, it stretches you, it engages you, and it pulls you into that state of total absorption. Flow is the ultimate state of mastered focus. It is where your attention is not just focused, it is unified. Your mind, your body, and your spirit are all aimed in the same direction, working in perfect harmony. In this state, you are at your most creative, your most productive, and your most powerful. You are not trying to create. You are not forcing things to happen. You are in a state of allowing. Creation is happening through you. You are in the flow of the universe. This is the state where you are most powerfully collapsing the wave of potential into a coherent and beautiful reality. You are so aligned with your activity that you become a pure channel for creative energy. Cultivating more flow in your life is a direct result of mastering your focus. It requires you to eliminate distractions, set clear goals for your activities, and engage with them fully. It requires you to honor your attention as a sacred resource. The more you practice single tasking instead of multitasking, the more you train your brain's ability to enter this powerful state. So, let's bring this all into a daily practical game. Your daily play for this chapter is an exercise I call the Spotlight Hour. Your mission is to experience firsthand the incredible power of your own undivided attention. Here is how you play. First, you will choose one single important task that you want to make progress on. It could be a work project, a chapter of a book you are writing, a cluttered room you want to organize, or a skill you want to practice. It should be something meaningful to you. Second, you will schedule a block of time for this task. You can start with just 25 minutes, a technique known as the Pomodoro technique, or you can go for a full hour. The length is less important than the commitment to its sanctity. Third, and this is the most crucial step, you will prepare your environment to be a sanctuary of focus. This means turning your phone completely off, or at the very least, putting it in another room. It means closing all the unnecessary tabs on your computer. It means turning off all email and social media notifications. If you live or work with other people, you will politely inform them that you are entering a spotlight hour and cannot be disturbed unless it is a true emergency. You are creating a sacred container for your attention. Fourth, you will set your timer, take a deep breath, and begin your task. Your only job during this time is to keep your attention, your mental spotlight, aimed at this one task. Of course, your mind will wander. That is what minds do. The old, well-worn pathways of distraction will try to pull you away. You will suddenly remember an email you need to send. You will feel an urge to check the news. You will start thinking about what to have for dinner. This is not a failure. This is part of the training. When you notice your spotlight has drifted, your job is simply to gently and without judgment guide it back to the task at hand. Think of it like training a puppy. You do not scold the puppy for wandering off. You just gently guide it back to where you want it to be. Every time you bring your focus back, you are strengthening your focus muscle. You are rewiring your brain for concentration. When the timer goes off, you stop. Take a moment to notice how you feel. You will likely feel a profound sense of accomplishment and calm. Even if you only worked for 25 minutes, the progress you made with your unified attention will likely be more than you would have made in an hour of scattered, distracted work. You will feel the clean, clear power of your own mind. You have just given yourself the gift of your own presence. Make this spotlight hour a regular part of your day or your week. It is a radical act of self-care and self-respect. It is you demonstrating to yourself and to the universe that your goals are important, that your dreams are worthy of your undivided energy. By mastering your focus, you are taking hold of the controller of your reality. You are moving from being a passive consumer of information to being a conscious creator of your experience. You are learning to aim the powerful hose of your life force with precision and purpose. You are choosing to water the flowers. And in the garden of your life, what you water is what will grow. Master your focus, and you will begin to master your life. You are the director, the captain, the programmer. Your attention is the tool. Use it wisely. Use it deliberately. And watch as your world begins to organize itself around your clear and powerful intentions. Chapter 5. The game's language. Words that build worlds. We have learned that our focus is the controller we use to direct our energy. Now we must examine the programming language we use to give that focus its instructions. This language is made up of the words you use, both the words you speak out loud, and even more importantly, the silent words you repeat to yourself in the privacy of your own mind. Your words are not just descriptive. They are not passive labels for an already existing reality. Your words are creative. They are generative. They are the vibrational code that instructs the energy of the universe on what form to take. To put it plainly, you are casting spells all day long. In the English language, this truth is hidden in plain sight. What do we do when we arrange letters to form a word? We spell it. You are literally casting spells with your vocabulary. You are using words to call forth a reality. Think of your subconscious mind as a vast, fertile, and completely non-judgmental field of soil. It will grow absolutely anything you plant in it. It does not care if you plant a seed for a beautiful rose or a seed for a poisonous nightshade. It has no preference. Its only job is to provide the perfect conditions for whatever seed you give it to grow. Your words are the seeds you are planting in this fertile soil every single moment of every single day. When you speak words of lack, limitation, and negativity, you are planting seeds of nightshade. When you speak words of abundance, possibility, and love, you are planting seeds of roses. The soil of your subconscious will diligently and faithfully grow whatever you plant. And the harvest you reap is the life you experience. Of all the words in your vocabulary, there are two that are more powerful than all the others combined. These two words are the master command for your reality creation system. They are the preface to every instruction you give to the universe. These two words are I am. Whatever you place after the words I am is a direct command to your subconscious mind and to the creative energy of the universe to bring that reality into being. I am is the statement of being. It is you declaring, "This is who I am. This is my reality." And the universe, like a cosmic waiter, simply says, "Your wish is my command." Pay very close attention to how you use these two words. Most people use them unconsciously and tragically, often against themselves. They say things like, "I am so tired. I am broke. I am always late. I am sick. I am not good at math. I am just not a confident person." Every one of these statements is a powerful affirmation. It is a seed you are planting. It is a command you are giving. When you say, "I am so tired," you are instructing your body's cells to produce the biochemistry of fatigue. You are telling your reticular activating system to find evidence of your tiredness, to notice every little ache and yawn. You are casting a spell of exhaustion upon yourself. When you say, "I am broke," you are commanding the universe to arrange circumstances that reflect and validate your state of brokenness. You are closing the door to financial opportunity. You are programming your reality for lack. You are the one defining yourself. No one else has this power over you unless you give it to them. You can start to reclaim this power today by becoming exquisitely conscious of how you use the words I am. Start using them deliberately as the powerful creative tool they are. Instead of I am tired, what if you started saying I am creating more and more energy? Instead of I am broke, what if you affirmed, I am a magnet for financial abundance and opportunity? Instead of I am not confident, what if you declared, I am becoming more confident every single day? At first, this might feel like you are lying to yourself. If your bank account is empty, saying, I am wealthy can feel like a joke. This is where many people give up on affirmations. They say them, but they do not feel true, so they stop. The key is to understand that you are not describing your current reality. You are commanding your future reality into existence. You are planting the seed. A farmer does not look at an empty field and say, there is no corn here. The farmer plants a corn seed with the full expectation that corn will grow. Your affirmations are you planting the seed. You must be willing to state your desired reality as a present tense fact, even before you see the evidence of it. This is an act of faith. It is an act of conscious creation. If I am wealthy feels too big of a leap right now, you can use what is called a bridging affirmation. You can say things like, I am in the process of mastering my finances. I am open and willing to receive more abundance. I am learning to feel more prosperous every day. These can feel more believable at first and can help you build the momentum to eventually step into the full power of the I am statement. The point is to consciously choose words that point you in the direction you want to go, rather than unconsciously using words that keep you stuck where you are. This incredible power of belief, which is shaped and reinforced by our words, is not just a spiritual concept, it is a scientifically documented phenomenon known as the placebo effect. The placebo effect is one of the most mysterious and powerful forces in modern medicine. A placebo is a sham treatment, a sugar pill, a saline injection, something with no actual medicinal properties. In clinical trials, one group of patients will be given the real drug, and another group will be given the placebo. The fascinating thing is that in almost every trial, a significant percentage of the people who receive the fake treatment get better. Sometimes they get dramatically better. They experience real, measurable, physiological changes in their bodies, all because they believed they were receiving a real treatment. Think about what is happening here. A person's belief, their inner conviction, often formed by the words of a doctor saying, "This pill will help you," is powerful enough to cure their diseases, reduce their pain, and change their body's chemistry. Their mind literally created a physical reality of healing based on nothing more than belief. The placebo effect is not proof that the sugar pill is magic. It is proof that you are magic. It is scientific evidence that your internal state of belief, your inner story, has direct and measurable power over your physical body and your reality. Now, consider this. If a placebo, a belief in an external thing, can have such a profound effect, imagine the power of a direct belief in yourself. Imagine the power of your own words, your own "I am" statements. An affirmation is like you consciously prescribing yourself a powerful placebo. You are the doctor, and you are the patient. When you consistently affirm, "I am healthy, vibrant, and strong," you are giving your body's cells the same powerful instructions that a doctor gives a patient in a clinical trial. You are activating your own inner pharmacy, your own innate healing intelligence. The placebo effect also has a sinister twin. It is called the nocebo effect. A nocebo is when a negative belief causes a negative outcome. If a doctor tells a patient that a procedure will be painful, the patient is far more likely to experience pain. If a group of people are told that a harmless substance will make them feel sick, a significant number of them will develop real symptoms of nausea and headaches. Their negative expectation, their belief in a negative outcome, creates that negative reality. Now think about how often we administer nocebos to ourselves through our negative self-talk. Every time you say, "I always get sick this time of year," you are handing yourself a nocebo. You are programming your immune system for failure. Every time you say, "I'm so clumsy," you are casting a spell of clumsiness, making it more likely that you will trip or spill something. Your words are the prescription. Be a wise doctor to yourself. Prescribe yourself powerful placebos of health, success, and happiness, and stop poisoning yourself with the nocebos of doubt and fear. The words you use are the building blocks of the larger structures that run your life. These larger structures are the stories you tell. We are all storytelling creatures. We make sense of the world by weaving narratives. And the most important story you will ever tell is the story you tell about yourself. This story is a collection of all the beliefs, memories, and "I am" statements you have accumulated over your lifetime. It is your personal myth. And for most of us, this story runs on autopilot, dictating our choices, our feelings, and our results. What is your story? Do you have a story that says, "I was born into a poor family, so I'll probably always struggle with money"? Do you have a story that says, "My last relationship ended badly, so I'm just not meant for love"? Do you have a story that says, "I'm not as smart or as talented as other people, so I have to work twice as hard just to keep up"? These stories, these personal myths, feel incredibly real. They feel like objective truth, but they are not. They are just stories, and any story can be rewritten. You are the author of your own story. You hold the pen. You can choose today to start telling a new story. You do not have to deny your past. The events of your past happened, but you get to decide what those events mean. You get to decide the theme of your story. Is your story a tragedy about a victim who is tossed around by fate? Or is it an epic adventure about a hero who overcomes challenges, learns valuable lessons, and grows stronger with every chapter? The facts of your life can remain the same, but the story you weave around those facts can change everything. Let's take the story. I was born into a poor family, so I'll always struggle with money. This is a story of victimhood and limitation. What if you decided to rewrite that story? What if the new story was, I was born into a family that taught me the value of hard work and resourcefulness. My background gave me a powerful hunger and a unique perspective that I am now using to create incredible financial success and to help others do the same. Do you see the difference? The facts are the same, but the story is completely different. One is a story of a life sentence. The other is a story of a superpower. One story closes doors. The other story opens them. Your life will expand or shrink to fit the story you are willing to tell. If you tell a small story about yourself, you will live a small life. If you tell a grand, heroic story, you will live a grand and heroic life. The universe does not care which story you tell. It is simply the audience listening intently and reflecting your narrative back to you in the form of your life's circumstances. If you want to change your life, you must be willing to change your story. So, how do we begin to practically apply this powerful knowledge of words and stories? We play a game that I call the word audit and the affirmation switch. This game has two parts. It is a daily practice of becoming a conscious author of your reality. The first part is the word audit. Your mission for this part of the game is to become a spy on your own language. For the next day, or even just for the next few hours, pay hyper-vigilant attention to the words you use, especially when you're talking about yourself, your life, and your capabilities. Carry a small notebook or use your phone. Every time you catch yourself using a negative, limiting, or disempowering word or phrase, you must write it down. Be a ruthless detective. Listen for phrases like, I can't, I'll try, it's impossible, I have to, I should, I'm so unlucky. Listen for how you talk about your finances, your health, your relationships. Do you say things like, money is always tight, I'm always tired, all the good ones are taken? Listen to the jokes you make about yourself. Do you make self-deprecating jokes about being clumsy or forgetful? Write it all down. This is your audit. You are uncovering the poisonous seeds you have been unconsciously planting in your own garden. Do not judge yourself as you do this. Simply observe. Awareness is the first step to change. Now for the second and most important part of the game. The affirmation switch. Every time you catch one of these negative phrases, you must immediately perform a switch. You must consciously and deliberately replace the negative statement with a positive, empowering one. And if you can, you should say the new statement out loud. Speaking it out loud gives it more vibrational power. Let's create a quick reference guide for this. If you catch yourself saying, I can't do this, you switch it to, I am capable of figuring this out. If you catch yourself saying this is impossible, you switch it to everything is possible, I am finding a solution. If you catch yourself saying, I have to go to work, which implies drudgery and obligation, you switch it to I get to go to work. I choose to go to work to create abundance in my life. The switch from have to get to or choose to is a massive shift in energy from victim to creator. If you catch yourself saying, I'm so stupid, you immediately switch it to, I am intelligent and I am always learning. If you catch yourself saying, I'll try, which implies the expectation of failure, you switch it to, I will do it, or I am doing it. If you catch yourself complaining about something, you must switch it by finding one thing to be grateful for in that same situation. If you are complaining about the rain, you switch it to, I'm grateful for the rain, because it nourishes the earth and cleans the air. This game might feel awkward at first. It will require conscious effort. The old linguistic habits are strong, But every time you perform an affirmation switch, you are doing something profound. You are stopping an old negative neural pathway from firing, and you are creating and strengthening a new, positive one. You are literally rewiring your brain. You are pulling out a weed and planting a flower. You are deleting a line of old, buggy code and writing a new line of clean, powerful code for your reality program. Be consistent with this game. Make it a part of your daily mental hygiene, just like brushing your teeth. The more you play, the more natural it will become. You will start to catch the negative words before they even leave your mouth. Your default language will begin to shift. Your inner monologue, the story you tell yourself, will start to change from a tale of woe to a saga of power. Imagine the cumulative effect of this practice over a month, over a year. Imagine a life where your dominant, automatic thoughts and words are affirmations of your power, your health, your abundance, and your joy. What kind of reality would such a language create? It would create a reality that mirrors those words. A life filled with capability, health, abundance, and joy. This is not wishful thinking. This is the law of cause and effect in action. Your words are the cause. Your life is the effect. So, take up your pen, the pen of your own consciousness. Become the author of your life story. Choose your words with the care and precision of a master poet. Speak of yourself in the highest terms. Tell a story of your own magnificence, your own resilience, your own infinite potential. Use the master command, I am, to define yourself not by your past or your current circumstances, but by the glorious vision you hold for your future. The universe is listening. Your subconscious mind is taking notes. And the world you experience tomorrow is being built by the words you choose today. Speak a beautiful world into being. Chapter 6. The Power-Up. Fueling your game with emotion. We have arrived at a critical juncture in our journey of reshaping reality. We have learned how to aim our creative power with our focus and how to program our intentions with our words. But there is a missing ingredient, a catalyst that takes a simple thought or a spoken word and turns it into a potent, reality-bending force. This ingredient is the fuel of creation. It is the power-up in the game of life. This ingredient is emotion, feeling. You can repeat positive affirmations until you are blue in the face. You can visualize your goals with perfect clarity. But if you do not feel them, if you do not back them up with the powerful current of human emotion, your creations will be weak and slow to manifest, if they manifest at all. Thought is the blueprint. Emotion is the builder. Feeling is the secret. Think of it this way. A thought, an idea, or an affirmation is like a blueprint for a house. It contains all the information about what you want to build. It is detailed and specific. But a blueprint on its own cannot build anything. It can sit on a table for 100 years, and it will never become a house. To build the house, you need energy. You need a crew of construction workers. You need electricity to power the tools. Emotion is the construction crew and the electricity. It is the living, vibrant energy that takes the informational blueprint of your thought and begins to assemble the structure in the physical world. The universe does not primarily respond to your thoughts. It responds to your energy. It responds to your vibration. And your emotional state is the most direct indicator of your vibration. Let's go back to our analogy of the two pianos from a previous chapter. Your thoughts are you deciding which key you want to press. You might think, I want to press the middle C of prosperity. But your emotional state is the force with which you actually press the key. If you are thinking the thought, I am prosperous, but you are feeling the emotion of worry or desperation, you are not actually pressing the prosperity key. You are pressing the worry key with great force, while just lightly tapping the prosperity key with your mind. Which note do you think the universe will hear and resonate with? It will hear the loud, powerful note of worry. The feeling always wins. The energy is always what matters most. Therefore, the art of reshaping your reality is the art of learning to generate the feeling of your wish fulfilled before it has been fulfilled. You must feel the feeling of your desire being a present fact reality right now. This is the great paradox and the great key to conscious creation. We are taught to live in a reactionary model. First, I will get the promotion, then I will feel successful. First, I will find the perfect partner, then I will feel loved. First, I will heal from my illness, then I will feel healthy. We are waiting for the outside world to change first, so that we can have a feeling in response. But the game of life works in the exact opposite way. You must generate the feeling first. You must feel successful to attract the promotion. You must feel loved and whole on your own to attract the perfect partner. You must learn to generate the feeling of health and vitality to create a healing response in your body. You are not celebrating the outcome. You are using the feeling as the cause to create the outcome. This is perhaps the most challenging and most rewarding skill you will ever learn. It is the difference between being a pawn of reality and being a master of it. But how do we do this? How do we feel wealthy when our bank account is empty? How do we feel loved when we feel alone? We do it by using the most powerful tool we have for generating emotion: our imagination. Your subconscious mind, the part of you that controls your bodily functions and your vibrational state, cannot tell the difference between a real experience and an experience that you have vividly imagined. To your nervous system, a vividly imagined reality is a real reality. This is another truth that is backed by solid scientific evidence. Take, for example, studies done on athletes. In one famous study, a group of basketball players was divided into 3 groups. The first group practiced free throws on the court for an hour every day. The second group did nothing. The third group never touched a basketball. Instead, they sat in a chair for an hour every day and simply visualized themselves making perfect free throws. They imagined the feel of the ball in their hands, the arc of the shot, the sound of the ball swishing through the net. They mentally rehearsed success over and over. At the end of the study, the results were astonishing. The group that did nothing, as you would expect, showed no improvement. The group that physically practiced improved their free throw shooting by 24%. But the group that only visualized the practice without ever touching a ball improved by 23%. Nearly the same level of improvement as the group that physically practiced. How is this possible? It is possible because when the visualization group was vividly imagining their success, their brains were firing in the exact same patterns as if they were actually on the court. They were building and strengthening the same neural pathways for success. They were teaching their muscles and their nervous system the feeling of a perfect shot. Their minds and bodies did not know the difference between real and imagined. They simply learned the feeling of success. You can use this same technique for anything you want to create in your life. You can use your imagination as a reality simulator. You can step into this simulator for a few minutes each day and practice the feeling of your desired reality. If you want to attract a loving partner, you can spend a few minutes each day imagining what it would feel like to be in that relationship. Do not just see it like a movie. Feel it. Imagine holding their hand. What does that feel like? Imagine laughing together. Feel the joy bubbling up in your chest. Imagine hearing them say, "I love you." Let the feeling of being loved and cherished wash over you. In those few minutes, you are bathing your cells in the chemistry of love. You are vibrating at the frequency of a loving relationship. You are striking that note on the piano. And by the law of vibration, the universe must begin to bring you circumstances and people that resonate with that feeling. If you desire financial abundance, you can use your imagination to feel it now. Imagine opening your banking app and seeing the balance you desire. What is the feeling? Is it relief? Is it security? Is it freedom? Is it joy? Linger on that feeling. Magnify it. Imagine walking into a store and being able to buy whatever you want without looking at the price tag. What does that feeling of freedom feel like in your body? Imagine being able to be incredibly generous with your friends and family. Feel the joy and satisfaction of giving. By generating these feelings in your imagination, you are shifting your vibrational point of attraction from lack to abundance. You are becoming a vibrational match for wealth. You are practicing being wealthy. And what you practice, you become good at. One of the most powerful and accessible emotions for fueling your creations is the emotion of gratitude. We have touched on this before, but it is so important that we must explore it more deeply. Gratitude is not just about being polite or saying thank you. Gratitude is a state of being. It is the ultimate frequency of receiving. When you are in a state of true gratitude, you are sending a powerful signal to the universe. That signal says, "Thank you for what I already have. I see it. I appreciate it. I am in a state of receiving blessings." The universe, hearing this powerful signal of receiving, has no choice but to send you more things to receive. It is a beautiful, self-perpetuating cycle. Gratitude creates more to be grateful for. The problem is that most people live in a state of gratitude when they think, "I'll be grateful when I get the new car. I'll be grateful when I lose the weight. I'll be grateful when my problems are solved." This is, once again, the reactionary model. It is waiting for the outside to change first. A conscious creator practices gratitude now. They understand that gratitude is not the end result. It is the cause. It is the fuel. You can learn to cultivate gratitude as a daily practice, and you do not need to wait for big things to happen. You can start with the smallest things. The feeling of the warm sun on your skin, the taste of your morning coffee, the comfort of your bed. The fact that your heart is beating and your lungs are breathing without any conscious effort from you. These are not small things. They are miracles, and by taking the time to truly feel gratitude for them, you are tuning your entire being to the frequency of miracles. There is also a powerful scientific reason to cultivate emotions like gratitude and love. The HeartMath Institute, a research organization in California, has been studying the science of the heart for decades, and their findings are revolutionary. They have discovered that the human heart generates a powerful electromagnetic field, a field that is up to 5,000 times stronger than the electromagnetic field generated by the brain. Your heart is the most powerful energetic broadcasting station in your body. When you are feeling negative emotions like stress, frustration, or anxiety, the rhythm of your heart becomes chaotic and incoherent. It looks like a jagged, erratic mess on an electrocardiogram. This incoherent signal is broadcast out into your electromagnetic field, and it also sends a signal of chaos up to your brain, which impairs your cognitive function. This is why it is hard to think clearly when you are stressed out. Your heart is scrambling your brain. But when you consciously generate positive emotions, especially emotions like gratitude, appreciation, and love, something amazing happens. The rhythm of your heart instantly shifts. It becomes smooth, orderly, and coherent. It looks like a beautiful, symmetrical sine wave. This state is called heart coherence. When you are in a state of heart coherence, you are broadcasting a powerful, orderly, and harmonious signal into the energetic field around you. You are literally creating a field of coherence that influences the reality around you. Furthermore, this coherent signal travels up to your brain and enhances its function. You experience greater mental clarity, improved intuition, and better decision-making. By changing your emotion, you change your heart's rhythm, and by changing your heart's rhythm, you change your brain and the energy field you broadcast to the world. You are a walking, talking radio tower, and your emotional state determines the frequency you are broadcasting. Are you broadcasting a signal of chaos and static? Or are you broadcasting a clear, powerful, and coherent signal of love and gratitude? The universe is the radio receiver, and it will play for you the music that matches your broadcast. So let's put this into a daily practice. This is the next power-up in our game. I call it the gratitude amplifier. It is a simple but profoundly powerful technique to start your day in the highest possible vibration, programming your heart, your brain, and your reality for success and joy. This exercise is to be done first thing in the morning, before you get out of your bed, before you check your phone, before you let the world rush in. The first few moments of your day are incredibly powerful for setting your energetic tone. Here is how you play the game. As soon as you wake up, while you're still lying in bed, your mission is to find 3 specific things that you are genuinely grateful for. They do not have to be big things. In fact, it is often more powerful if they are small, specific, and present. For example, instead of just saying, "I'm grateful for my family," which is a bit abstract, you could say, "I am so grateful for the way my child hugged me yesterday." Instead of, "I'm grateful for my home," you could say, "I am so grateful for the feeling of my warm, comfortable blankets on this bed right now." So, you will identify your 3 things. But here is the crucial part. You will not just mentally list them. For each one of the 3 things, you are going to spend at least 30 seconds to 1 full minute amplifying the feeling of gratitude in your body. Let's walk through it. Let's say your first thing is your comfortable bed. You will close your eyes and bring all of your attention to the feeling of the bed. Feel the softness of the pillows. Feel the weight of the blankets. Feel the support of the mattress. And as you focus on these physical sensations, you will consciously generate the feeling of gratitude. You can say in your mind, "Thank you. Thank you for this incredible comfort. Thank you for this safe and warm place to rest." And as you say these words, your job is to feel the emotion of gratitude in your body. Where do you feel it? For most people, it is a warm, expansive feeling in the center of their chest, in their heart area. Focus on that feeling. Breathe into it. Let it expand. Imagine that warm glow of gratitude filling your entire chest, then flowing down into your stomach, down your legs, up into your arms, and into your head. Bathe every cell of your body in this powerful, coherent frequency of gratitude for a full minute. Then, you move to your second thing. Maybe it is the sound of birds singing outside your window. You will focus all of your attention on that sound, and you will generate the feeling of gratitude for that simple, beautiful music. Thank you for this beautiful sound. Thank you for this reminder of nature and life. Again, you will find the feeling of gratitude in your chest and amplify it, expand it. Let it fill you for a full minute. Then you move to your third thing. Maybe it is the thought of your first cup of coffee. Imagine the smell of it. Imagine the taste of it. Imagine the warmth of the mug in your hands, and generate the feeling of gratitude for that simple pleasure. Thank you for this wonderful ritual that starts my day. Feel the gratitude, amplify it, expand it. By the time you have completed this 3 to 5 minute exercise, you have done something extraordinary. You have started your day by intentionally marinating your entire being in one of the highest frequencies available to a human. You have achieved heart coherence. You have synchronized your heart and your brain. You have programmed your RAS to look for more things to be grateful for throughout the day. You have broadcasted a powerful, coherent signal of abundance and receiving into the quantum field. You have started your day as a powerful, conscious creator, not as a reactor to the world's demands. You have set your vibrational tone for a day of miracles, synchronicities, and joy. Compare this to how most people start their day. They wake up to a jarring alarm. The first thing they do is grab their phone. They immediately flood their brain with the chaotic, low-vibration energy of other people's emergencies from the news, other people's curated perfection from social media, and other people's demands from their email. They start their day in a state of stress, comparison, and reaction. They are broadcasting a signal of chaos before their feet even hit the floor. And then they wonder why their day feels chaotic and stressful. Your morning routine is your launching pad for your day. With the gratitude amplifier, You are building a powerful, high-frequency launching pad. Make this a non-negotiable part of your daily practice. It is the most important 5 minutes of your day. It is you taking control of the fuel source for your reality. You can also use this technique anytime throughout the day when you feel your energy dropping. If you are feeling stressed at work, take a 2-minute bathroom break. Go into a stall, close your eyes, and think of something you are grateful for. Amplify that feeling in your heart. It will instantly shift you out of the incoherent state of stress and into the powerful, clear state of coherence. It is an emotional reset button that you can press at any time. Remember, the game of life responds not to what you want, but to who you are being. And who you are being is determined by your dominant emotional state. Your feelings are the paint you use to color the canvas of your life. Are you painting with the dark, muddy colors of fear, worry, and anger? Or are you painting with the bright, vibrant, luminous colors of joy, love, and gratitude? The choice is yours in every moment. Master your emotions, and you master the art of creation. Learn to feel it first. Learn to generate the feeling of your wish fulfilled, and then watch in awe as the universe rearranges itself to match the beautiful masterpiece you are painting within. Chapter 7. The Obstacle Course. Navigating glitches and bad levels. So far, we have been assembling a powerful toolkit for consciously reshaping reality. We have learned to see the world as malleable, to identify as the player, to understand the laws of energy, to master our focus, to program with our words, and to fuel our creations with emotion. With these tools, it can be tempting to think that life should now become a perfectly smooth, effortless journey. We might expect that from this point forward, every day will be filled with sunshine, rainbows, and an endless stream of blessings. And then, inevitably, something goes wrong. You lose your job. You get into an argument with your partner. You get a flat tire. A challenge appears. An obstacle emerges. The game glitches. You find yourself in a bad level. When this happens, it is easy to get discouraged. It is easy to think, and this stuff isn't working. I'm doing my gratitude practice, I'm saying my affirmations, and my life is still hard. I must be doing it wrong. This is a critical moment in your journey as a conscious creator. It is a test. And your ability to navigate these obstacles, these seeming setbacks, is what separates a novice player from a true master of the game. The truth is, challenges, problems, and negative experiences are not signs that you have failed. They are not punishments from the universe. They are an essential, unavoidable, and incredibly valuable part of the game's design. The obstacle course is not a detour from your path. The obstacle course is the path. To understand this, we must introduce a vital concept, the concept of contrast. Contrast is the variety of life. It is the full spectrum of experience, from the things that feel wonderful to the things that feel terrible. It is the hot and the cold, the light and the dark, the joy and the sorrow, the success and the failure. Without contrast, you would not be able to make any choices. You would not be able to have any preferences. How could you know that you prefer warmth if you had never experienced cold? How could you know that you desire joy if you had never felt sadness? Your moments of difficulty, your challenges, your problems are what I call moments of clarity. They are gifts. They are the contrast that helps you get crystal clear about what it is that you truly want. Imagine you are at a vast buffet, a buffet of life experiences. There are thousands of different dishes available. If you never tasted anything you disliked, how would you ever discover your favorite foods? The dishes you taste and spit out are just as valuable as the dishes you love. The bad taste helps you define what good tastes like to you. It helps you refine your preferences. Every time you experience something you do not like, you are given a powerful opportunity. In that moment of discomfort, a new, more specific, more passionate desire is born within you. Let's say you are in a job where your boss is a micromanager. They are constantly looking over your shoulder, questioning your decisions, and making you feel untrusted. This is a negative experience. It is a moment of contrast. Now you could focus on the problem. You could complain about your boss, feel like a victim, and marinate in the low vibration energy of frustration. This would be the unconscious approach, and it would likely just attract more experiences of being controlled and mistrusted. The conscious player, however, understands the gift of contrast. In the midst of that frustrating experience, a powerful new desire is launched from within them. The desire is, I want freedom, I want trust, I want autonomy in my work, I want to be respected for my expertise. Do you see what has happened? The unpleasant experience has served a magnificent purpose. It has helped you to forge a new, clear, and passionate desire. Before this job, you might have just vaguely wanted a good job. Now, thanks to the contrast provided by your micromanager, you know with laser-like clarity that a core component of a good job for you is autonomy and trust. Your desire has become more refined, more specific, and therefore more powerful. The problem has served you. The obstacle has given you a rocket of desire. Your only job now is to stop focusing on the problem, the micromanager, and start focusing your energy, your words, and your feelings on the new desire, autonomy and trust. The contrast is the launchpad. It is not the destination. This ability to find the gift in adversity is a skill that can be learned. It is a mental muscle that can be strengthened. In the world of psychology, particularly in cognitive behavioral therapy or CBT, this is known as reframing. The core principle of CBT is that it is not an event itself that causes our emotional suffering. It is our interpretation of the event, our story about the event, the frame we put around it. The event is neutral. Our frame is what makes it positive or negative. For example, getting laid off from a job is an event. One person can frame this as, "This is a disaster. I'm a failure. I'll never find another job." This frame will lead to feelings of depression, anxiety, and hopelessness. Another person, faced with the exact same event, can choose a different frame. They could frame it as, "This is a wonderful opportunity. I was unhappy in that job anyway. Now I have the freedom to find work that I am truly passionate about. This is a blessing in disguise." This frame will lead to feelings of excitement, optimism, and empowerment. The event was the same. The frame changed everything. You are the framer of your life's experiences. You get to choose the meaning you assign to every single thing that happens to you. This is one of your greatest powers. When you are faced with a challenge, you can consciously choose to ask empowering questions that help you reframe the experience. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" which is a victim's question, you can ask, "What is this trying to teach me?" Or "How is this serving me?" Or "What is the hidden gift in this situation?" Or "What new desire is this contrast helping me to launch?" Asking these questions shifts you instantly from the position of a powerless victim to the position of a powerful student. You start looking for the lesson instead of dwelling on the loss. You start looking for the opportunity instead of focusing on the obstacle. This does not mean you deny your feelings. It is okay to feel sad, angry, or disappointed when something goes wrong. It is important to honor those feelings and let them move through you. But you do not have to set up camp there. You can feel the feeling, and then you can consciously choose to reframe the story and find the gift. There is another crucial dynamic at play when we face obstacles. It is the principle of resistance. The great psychologist Carl Jung said, "What you resist persists." This is a profound spiritual and psychological truth. When you have a problem in your life and you push against it, when you fight it, when you hate it, when you constantly give it your negative attention and emotional energy, you are not solving it. You are feeding it. You are anchoring it in place. You are making it stronger. Remember our principle: where attention goes, energy flows. If all of your attention is on the problem you hate, you are just pouring your life force into that problem, causing it to grow. Imagine you are stuck in quicksand. Your instinctive reaction is to struggle, to fight, to push against it with all your might. But what happens when you do that in quicksand? You sink faster. The resistance is what makes the situation worse. The correct way to get out of quicksand is to do the opposite of what your instincts tell you. You must relax, spread your body out, and float. You must stop resisting. The same is true for the problems in your life. When you stop fighting a problem and instead relax your energy around it, you stop feeding it. You stop sinking. This does not mean you become passive or that you just let the problem run you over. It is a subtle but powerful shift in energy. You withdraw your focused, negative, emotional energy from the problem and you place it instead on your desired solution. You take your attention off the quicksand of your debt and you place it on the solid ground of your feeling of abundance. You take your attention off your illness and you place it on your vitality. You take your attention off the argument with your partner and you place it on the feeling of love and harmony you desire. You are not fighting the darkness, you are simply turning on the light. When you turn on a light, you do not have to fight the darkness. The darkness simply ceases to exist in the presence of the light. Your focused, positive, feeling-based attention is the light. Many spiritual traditions view challenges through an even deeper lens. They see them as tests or initiations from the universe. Once you have declared your intention to play the game of life at a higher level, once you have decided you want to be more loving, more abundant, more peaceful, the universe will often send you a test to see if you are serious. It is as if the universe asks, "Oh, you say you want to be more peaceful. Are you sure? Let's see. Here is a situation that is perfectly designed to make you angry. How will you respond now? Will you fall back into your old, reactive pattern? Or will you hold to your new intention and choose peace?" These tests are not meant to make you fail. They are opportunities to prove to yourself and to the universe that you are committed to your own growth. They are the final exams for the lessons you have been learning. When you pass the test, when you choose the higher vibrational response instead of the old automatic reaction, you graduate to a new level of being. You anchor that new quality, like peace or patience, more deeply into your own energy field. The challenge has served to strengthen you, to solidify your new state of being. The obstacle has become a stepping stone. So, when a challenge appears, do not see it as a sign of failure. See it as a pop quiz. And be excited to show how much you have learned. See it as an opportunity to flex your new spiritual muscles. When the micromanager boss appears, and your intention is to feel free and empowered, the test is to maintain your inner state of freedom and empowerment, even in their presence. When the unexpected bill arrives, and your intention is to feel abundant, the test is to hold your feeling of abundance even in the face of apparent lack. Passing these tests is how you truly integrate your new beliefs and make them your unshakable reality. You are no longer just thinking about being abundant. You have become a person who is abundant, regardless of external circumstances. And that is when the external circumstances must, by law, shift to match your new state of being. Let's consolidate this into our next daily play exercise. This game is called the Reframe technique. It is a practical tool for transforming any obstacle from a stumbling block into a stepping stone. Here is how you play. The next time you are faced with a problem, a challenge, or a situation that is causing you negative emotion, take out a piece of paper or open a new note on your phone. Step 1 is to define the problem objectively. At the top of the page, write down what is happening in the most neutral, factual language you can. For example, I was passed over for a promotion at work, or my partner and I had an argument about finances, or my car broke down and needs an expensive repair. Try to state it without the emotional charge or the negative story. Just the facts. Step 2 is to allow yourself to feel the feeling. For a minute or two, just acknowledge the emotions that are coming up. Are you feeling disappointed, angry, scared, anxious? Just name the feelings without judgment. I am feeling disappointed and undervalued. This step is important. We are not bypassing our emotions. We are acknowledging them so they can move. Step 3 is the reframe. This is where the magic happens. Underneath your problem statement, you are going to answer 3 powerful reframing questions. You must force yourself to write down at least one answer for each question, even if it feels difficult at first. The first question is, what is the hidden gift or opportunity in this situation? You must look for the silver lining. For the promotion example, a possible gift could be, this is a clear sign that this company does not value my growth. The gift is the clarity to start looking for a new job where my talents will be truly appreciated. For the car repair, a possible gift could be, this is an opportunity for me to learn more about my finances and create a better emergency fund. The gift is financial education. The second question is, what is this situation teaching me, or how is it helping me to grow stronger? Every challenge has a lesson embedded within it. Your job is to find it. For the argument with the partner, a lesson might be, this is teaching me that we need to communicate more openly about money. It is helping us grow stronger as a couple by forcing us to address a difficult topic. For the promotion situation, the lesson could be, this is teaching me to be my own best advocate and to not rely on others to recognize my worth. The third and most powerful question is, what new, more specific desire is this contrast helping me to launch? This question takes the contrast and uses it as a rocket launcher for your next creation. For the promotion example, the new desire might be, I now have a crystal clear desire for a leadership position in a dynamic, growing company that invests in its employees. For the argument example, the new desire could be, I have a passionate new desire for us to be a true team in our finances, working together with ease and harmony. Once you have answered these 3 questions, read them over. Notice how your energy has shifted. You have taken a situation that felt like a brick wall and you have transformed it into a staircase. You have taken the poison of the problem and you have extracted the medicine. You have moved from a state of powerless victimhood to a state of empowered creativity. You have not changed the external event, but you have completely changed your relationship to it, and therefore, you have changed its effect on your life. Make this reframe technique your go-to response for every challenge, big or small. If you are stuck in traffic, instead of fuming, you can do a quick mental reframe. What's the gift here? I have some extra quiet time to listen to this audiobook or just breathe. What's it teaching me? It's teaching me patience. What new desire is launching? A desire for a life with a more flexible schedule. You can apply this to anything. By consistently practicing this, you will retrain your brain to automatically look for the upside in every situation. You will build a powerful neural pathway for resilience, optimism, and creative problem solving. You will stop seeing life as a series of problems to be endured and start seeing it as an exciting adventure, a divine obstacle course designed specifically to help you grow, to clarify your desires, and to become the most powerful, masterful version of yourself. You will learn that the glitches are not errors in the game, they are features. They are the parts of the game that challenge you to level up. And with this new perspective, you become unstoppable. You can handle anything the game throws at you, because you know that every challenge, every obstacle, and every bad level is just another opportunity to play, to learn, and to win. Chapter 8. The Art of Winning. Surrender and Allowing. We now enter into what may seem like the most paradoxical and counterintuitive part of the entire game of reshaping reality. We have spent chapter after chapter learning how to be active creators. We have learned to take control of our minds, to direct our focus, to choose our words, and to generate our emotions with intention. We have been learning to be the powerful, deliberate cause of our desired effects. And now, I'm going to tell you that the final and often most crucial step in this entire process is to let go. The ultimate art of winning this game is to master the art of surrender. The final power-up is the power of allowing. This can sound confusing, even contradictory. If I am supposed to be the creator of my reality, why would I surrender? Doesn't surrender mean giving up? Doesn't it mean admitting defeat? In the context of this game, surrender means something entirely different. It does not mean giving up on your desire. It means giving up the desperate, anxious, and forceful control over how and when your desire will manifest. It is a profound act of trust. It is you, the player, doing your part of the job with excellence, and then trusting that the game's engine, the universe itself, will do its part. Let's use a simple analogy. Imagine you want to order a pizza. Your job is to decide what kind of pizza you want. You want a large pizza with pepperoni and mushrooms. You are very clear about your desire. Then, you pick up the phone or open an app and you place your order. You give the pizza place your address. You have done your part. You have set your intention. You have communicated it clearly. Now, what do? Do you immediately drive to the pizza place, run into the kitchen, and start telling the chef how to knead the dough and how to slice the mushrooms? Do you stand over them, anxiously tapping your foot, asking every 10 seconds if the pizza is ready yet? Do you call them back a dozen times to make sure they haven't forgotten your order? Of course not. That would be insane. It would also be incredibly counterproductive. You would just get in the way of the expert who knows how to make the pizza. What you do is you hang up the phone and you let go. You trust. You trust that the chefs know what they are doing. You trust that the delivery driver knows the way to your house. You go about your business. Maybe you watch some TV or chat with a friend, all while holding a pleasant, relaxed expectation that your pizza is on its way. You are in a state of allowing. This is the energy of surrender. In the game of reality, you are the one who orders the pizza. Your job is to get crystal clear on the what and the why. What do you want to create, and why do you want it? The why is important because it connects you to the feeling, the emotional fuel. Your job is to use your focus, your words, and your emotions to place your order with the universe. You do this through your visualizations, your affirmations, and your gratitude practices. You are placing your order with clarity and passion. But then, you must surrender the how and the when. The how and the when are the domain of the universe. They are the job of the cosmic chef. The universe, with its infinite intelligence and its view of the entire playing field, knows the fastest, most efficient, most miraculous and surprising path to deliver your desire to you. This path is almost always beyond what your limited conscious mind could ever conceive of. Your conscious mind can only see a few possible roads to your destination. The universe can see millions of roads, including shortcuts and scenic routes you never knew existed. When you try to force the how, when you get attached to a single specific path, you are like the person running into the pizza kitchen. You are telling the master chef how to do their job. You are closing yourself off to all the other, potentially better and faster, ways your desire could come to you. This desperate need to control the how comes from a place of fear and doubt. It comes from a lack of trust. It is the ego's voice saying, I don't really believe this is going to happen, so I have to micromanage every step of the process. I have to make it happen through sheer force of will. This energy of forcing, of striving, of struggle is a very low vibration energy. It is the energy of resistance. And what happens when you broadcast the energy of resistance? You create more things to resist. You create more struggle. You choke off the flow. You are essentially telling the universe, this is hard. This is a struggle. And the universe, being the faithful mirror, says, yes, it is hard. It is a struggle, and makes it so. The energy of allowing, of surrender, is a very high vibration energy. It is the energy of trust, peace, and faith. It is you saying to the universe, I have placed my order. I know that you are a master chef. I trust that you have received my order. and are preparing it for me in the most perfect way and in the most perfect timing. I am excited to receive it. This relaxed, joyful, expectant energy is a powerful magnet. It opens up all the channels for your good to flow to you. It allows the universe to surprise and delight you with its creative solutions. This brings us to an important distinction: the distinction between inspired action and forced action. Surrender does not mean you just sit on your couch all day and wait for a pizza to fall from the sky. You will likely be called to take action, but the type of action you take is critical. Forced action comes from the mind. It feels heavy. It feels like a should or a have to. It is born from anxiety and a need to control. It is you thinking, "I'd better send out 50 resumes today, or I'll never get a job." It feels like a grind. It is draining. Inspired action, on the other hand, comes from a place of alignment. It comes from your intuition, from the universe giving you a nudge. It feels light. It feels exciting. It feels easy and natural. It often comes as a sudden idea or a spontaneous urge. It might be the sudden urge to call an old friend you haven't spoken to in years, and that friend happens to know someone who is hiring for your dream job. It might be the sudden idea to take a different route home from work, and on that route you see a for rent sign on your perfect apartment. It might be the quiet whisper that tells you to go to a specific coffee shop, where you end up meeting your future business partner. Your focused attention is your most powerful creative tool. It is the currency you use to invest in your reality. Whatever you consistently place your focus on is what will grow and magnify in your life. Guard your attention as the sacred resource that it is. Fourth, feeling is the secret. Thoughts are the blueprint, but emotion is the fuel that builds the house. The universe responds to your vibrational frequency, which is determined by your dominant emotional state. To attract your desires, you must learn to generate the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. Fifth, let go and allow. After you have done your part by focusing, intending, and feeling, you must release your desperate control over the outcome. You must surrender the how and the when to the infinite wisdom of the universe, and trust that your good is on its way to you in the most perfect way and time. These 5 principles are your compass. They are the true north that will always guide you on your journey as a conscious creator. Whenever you feel lost or confused, you can return to these fundamental truths. Now, knowing the principles is one thing, living them is another. The key to successfully playing the infinite game is to integrate these principles into your life through a consistent daily practice. It is not about making a massive, heroic effort once in a while. It is about the small, consistent actions you take every single day. It is the daily tending of your inner garden that produces a beautiful life. A powerful daily practice does not need to be long or complicated. In fact, it is better if it is simple, joyful, and sustainable. A 10-minute practice that you do every single day is infinitely more powerful than a 2-hour ritual that you only do once a month. So, let's design a simple, customizable template for your own daily play routine. You can use all of these suggestions, or you can pick and choose the ones that resonate most deeply with you. The goal is to create a personal routine that you look forward to, one that feels like a gift you give to yourself, not a chore you have to do. This routine can be broken down into 3 parts: the morning launch, the daytime play, and the evening review. The morning launch. This is how you set your trajectory for the day. This is arguably the most important part of your practice. How you start your day has a disproportionate impact on how the rest of your day unfolds. This practice should be done before you engage with the outside world, before you check your phone or your email. Your morning launch can be as short as 5 minutes and could include 1. The gratitude amplifier. As we discussed in Chapter 6, start your day by identifying 3 specific things you are grateful for and spending a minute on each one, truly feeling and amplifying the emotion of gratitude in your heart. This tunes your being to the frequency of abundance and receiving from the very first moment of your day. 2. Setting a daily intention. After your gratitude practice, ask yourself the simple question, what is my intention for today? It could be an intention to be peaceful, to be productive, to be kind, to be present. State your intention clearly in your mind or out loud. For example, my intention today is to move through my day with ease and joy. This gives your reticular activating system its marching orders for the day. 3. Visualization. If you have a few extra minutes, you can spend some time in a reality simulator. Visualize your day going perfectly. See yourself navigating your tasks with confidence and success. Feel the feelings of accomplishment and satisfaction. Or you can visualize one of your larger goals, feeling what it feels like to have already achieved it. This pre-paves your day and your future with the energy of success. The daytime play. This is not a set block of time, but rather a series of mindful check-ins and quick games you play as you move through your day. This is about bringing your conscious awareness into your daily life. Your daytime play includes 1. The word audit and affirmation switch. Be a vigilant spy on your own language. Catch yourself using negative or limiting words and immediately perform an affirmation switch, replacing them with positive and empowering statements. 2. The reframe technique. When you encounter a challenge or an obstacle, do not let it derail you. Use it as an opportunity. Ask the reframing questions. What is the gift? What is the lesson? What new desire is being launched? Turn stumbling blocks into stepping stones in real time. 3. The mirror question. In your interactions with others, especially difficult ones, ask yourself, what part of me is this person reflecting? Use your relationships as a tool for profound self-awareness and healing. 4. The benevolent broadcast. Practice silently sending well wishes and positive energy to the people you meet and interact with. Become a source of upliftment and harmony in your environment. 5. The vibrational shift. Check in with your emotional state throughout the day. If you notice you are in a low vibration state like boredom or irritation, play a 60-second game to shift your energy. Put on a great song, watch a funny video, or just step outside. Consciously manage your own frequency. The evening review. This is a short practice to complete your day with intention and gratitude. It helps you to integrate the lessons of the day and to prepare for a restful sleep. Your evening review could include 1. Acknowledging your wins. Before you go to sleep, take a moment to reflect on your day and identify 3 things that went well. It could be a big accomplishment or a small victory, like sticking to your intention or successfully reframing a problem. Celebrating your wins, no matter how small, trains your brain to look for success and builds positive momentum. 2. Releasing the day. Consciously release any lingering worries, frustrations, or resentments from the day. You can imagine placing them all in a box and setting it aside, or you can use the release ritual we learned earlier. This allows you to go to sleep with a clear mind, which leads to more restful sleep and allows your subconscious mind to work on solutions overnight. 3. Gratitude. End your day as you began it, with gratitude. Think of a few things from your day that you are thankful for, and let that peaceful, appreciative energy be the last thing you feel before you drift off to sleep. This entire framework, the morning launch, daytime play, and evening review, is your personal training program for becoming a master player of the infinite game. Be patient and compassionate with yourself as you implement it. You will not be perfect. Some days you will play brilliantly. Other days, you will forget all the rules and get caught up in the drama of the character. That is okay. It is part of the game. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. The goal is simply to wake up each morning and choose to play again, with a little more awareness, a little more intention, and a little more love than the day before. Embrace the journey. Fall in love with the practice. Find the joy in the small daily acts of tending to your inner world. This is not a path to a distant destination called happiness. This is the path of discovering that happiness, power, and peace are not destinations at all. They are the very essence of who you are, the home base you can return to at any moment simply by shifting your awareness. You now have the instruction manual. You understand the rules of the game. You know the power of the controller in your hands. You know who you are, the magnificent creative player at the center of it all. The vast, responsive, and magical game board of your life is spread out before you. Your reality is awaiting your next move. So go, play. Play with courage. Play with joy. Play with love. Play this game of life as the beautiful, infinite, and powerful game that it is. Thank you for listening. To continue your journey with more powerful audiobooks designed to reshape your reality, subscribe to William's Audiobooks and click the notification bell. My only job now is to feel good and wait for the doorbell to ring. Then, you consciously shift your focus to something that brings you joy in the present moment. You go for a walk. You listen to music. You play with your pet. You do anything that gets you back into a high vibration state of allowing. Practice this ritual every time you launch a new big desire, or any time you feel the old patterns of control and anxiety creeping back in. It is a powerful way to train your letting go muscle. Surrender is the ultimate paradox. The moment you truly let go of needing your desire is often the moment it shows up. This is because in that moment of true letting go, you have finally released all resistance. You have become a perfect vibrational match for what you want. You have stopped kinking the hose. You have stepped out of the way and allowed the infinite intelligence and resources of the universe to flow unimpeded into your life. This is the art of winning by not fighting. It is the grace of allowing your good to come to you. It is the wisdom of knowing that you are a cherished partner with a universe that is always, always on your side. So place your order, trust the chef, and get ready to be amazed by what gets delivered to your door. Chapter 9. The multiplayer game, co-creating with others. Up to this point, we have largely focused on the game of reality as a single-player experience. We have explored your personal power, your inner world, and your direct connection to the universe. But of course, you are not playing this game alone in a vacuum. You are playing in a massive, complex, and beautiful multiplayer environment. You are on a server with nearly 8 billion other players, each with their own consciousness, their own desires, and their own reality creation system. Your game board intersects with theirs. Your realities overlap, interact, and influence one another. Understanding how to navigate this multiplayer dynamic is a crucial aspect of mastering the game. How do you maintain your own creative power and your own high vibration when you're constantly interacting with other players who may be operating from a place of fear, negativity, or unconsciousness? How do you deal with difficult people? How do you create harmonious relationships? The first, and perhaps most mind-bending principle of the multiplayer game is an advanced spiritual concept that states, everyone is you pushed out. Let that sink in for a moment. Everyone in your personal reality, from your loving mother to your critical boss to the rude stranger on the street, is a projection of some aspect of your own consciousness. They are reflections in the mirror of your reality, just like your circumstances are. The people in your life are playing a role for you. They are showing up in your game to reflect back to you the beliefs you hold, the vibrations you are emitting, and the parts of yourself that you have yet to own or heal. This is a radical and often difficult concept to accept, especially when someone is treating you badly. The ego wants to point the finger and say, that person is the problem. They are wrong. I'm the victim of their behavior. But the multiplayer rule of everyone is you pushed out invites you to take your power back. It invites you to look at every interaction, especially the difficult ones, and ask a courageous question. What part of me is this person reflecting back to me? What belief of mine is being activated by this interaction? Let's look at some examples. Let's say you have a boss who is constantly criticizing your work and undermining your confidence. The old single-player way of thinking would be to see the boss as the sole source of the problem. You would focus your energy on resisting them, complaining about them, and feeling like their victim. The multiplayer perspective asks you to look deeper. It asks, where is the critical boss energy inside of me? Perhaps you have a deep-seated belief that you are not good enough. You might have an inner critic, a voice in your head that constantly tells you your work isn't perfect. Your boss, in this scenario, is simply an outer manifestation of your own inner critic. They have shown up in your reality to play the role of your own self-doubt, to give it a voice and a face so that you can finally see it and heal it. The universe is using them to show you your own belief. As long as you hold the inner belief, I am not good enough, you will continue to attract people and circumstances that validate that belief. When you do the inner work to change that belief, to truly know your own worth, and to silence your inner critic, something magical will happen. Either your boss will miraculously change their behavior toward you because they are no longer a vibrational match for your new confident energy, or they will simply fade out of your reality. A new job will appear, or they will get transferred, and a new boss who reflects your new self-worth will appear. You change the inner projection, so the outer reflection had to change. Let's take another example. Perhaps you keep attracting romantic partners who are emotionally unavailable. You meet someone, things seem great, but then they pull away, unable to commit or be vulnerable. You could tell yourself a story that you are just unlucky in love, or that all the good ones are taken. Or you could apply the principle of everyone is you pushed out. You could ask yourself, where am I emotionally unavailable to myself? Where do I close off my own heart? Where do I refuse to give myself the love and validation I am seeking from another? Often, we seek from others what we are not giving to ourselves. The emotionally unavailable partner is a perfect mirror reflecting your own emotional unavailability to your own soul. When you learn to open your heart to yourself, to love and approve of yourself unconditionally, you will no longer be a vibrational match for partners who cannot do the same. You will begin to attract people who reflect the deep love and commitment you have first cultivated within. This principle applies to positive reflections as well. The kind friend who always supports you is a reflection of the supportive, kind part of yourself. The mentor who sees your potential is a reflection of the part of you that knows your own potential. The people who love you are reflecting your own lovability. You are attracting every single person in your life. They are all messengers. They are all teachers. They are all you, pushed out. Seeing the world this way is the ultimate act of taking responsibility. It removes all blame and all victimhood. If you do not like how someone is treating you, you no longer have to try to change them, which is impossible. Instead, you can look within and change the belief or vibration within you that is attracting that behavior in the first place. The control panel is always and only within you. This spiritual concept is beautifully supported by a discovery in neuroscience. Scientists have identified a special class of brain cells called mirror neurons. These neurons are fascinating. They fire not only when we perform an action ourselves, but also when we simply observe someone else performing that same action. For example, when you see someone smile, your mirror neurons for smiling fire in your own brain, creating a faint echo of that feeling of happiness in you. When you see someone get hurt, your mirror neurons for pain fire, which is the basis of empathy. We are literally hardwired to mirror each other, to feel a reflection of what others are feeling. Mirror neurons are the neurological basis for how emotions can be contagious. You know how you can walk into a room where someone is very angry, and you can almost feel the tension in the air. That is your mirror neuron system picking up on their emotional broadcast. You also know how being around a genuinely joyful and laughing person can lift your own spirits. You are mirroring their joy. This means We are constantly co-creating our emotional states. We are in a constant, subtle dance of energetic reflection with everyone around us. Understanding this, you can start to use it consciously. You can become the person who sets the emotional tone in a room, rather than just being a mirror for everyone else's energy. If you walk into a room with a coherent heart, broadcasting a signal of peace and gratitude, your powerful, coherent field will influence the incoherent fields of others. You can literally uplift a room through your own inner state. This is a form of spiritual leadership. You become a vibrational anchor of positivity. At the same time, because you are living in a multiplayer world, it is also essential to learn how to maintain your own energy field and not be overly drained or affected by the negativity of others. This is the art of setting energetic boundaries. An energetic boundary is not a wall that you build around yourself. A wall blocks out the good as well as the bad. An energetic boundary is more like a semi-permeable membrane, like the membrane of a biological cell. It allows love, positivity, and high-frequency energies to flow in and out freely. But it filters out fear, negativity, and low-frequency energies. It keeps you from unconsciously absorbing other people's emotional static. There are many simple visualization techniques for creating an energetic boundary. One of the most common and effective is the bubble of light technique. You can do this in just a minute before you leave your house in the morning or before you enter a situation you know might be stressful. To practice this, you can close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Imagine a brilliant, sparkling source of light above your head. It can be white light or gold light, or any color that feels protective and loving to you. Now imagine this light flowing down and forming a beautiful, resilient bubble or egg of light all around your body, from the top of your head to beneath your feet. See this bubble of light as a living energy field. Set the intention for this bubble. You can say in your mind, "This bubble of light allows only love and positive energy to enter my field. Any negative or dissonant energy that comes toward me is instantly transmuted back into love by this light. I am safe and sovereign in my own energy." Imagine yourself going through your day inside this beautiful protective bubble. You can still interact with people. You can still be loving and empathetic. But you have a buffer. You are not a sponge, soaking up every stray emotion around you. You are centered and contained in your own peaceful vibration. This is not about being afraid of other people's energy. It is an act of self-love and good energetic hygiene. It is like putting on a raincoat before you go out in a storm. You do not hate the rain. You just choose not to get soaked by it. Practicing this simple visualization daily can dramatically change your experience of moving through the world. You will find yourself feeling less drained after social interactions and better able to maintain your own positive state regardless of what is going on around you. The multiplayer game is not just about protection and dealing with difficult people. It is also about the incredible power of conscious co-creation. When two or more players consciously align their focus and intention, their creative power is not just added together, it is magnified exponentially. This is the principle behind group prayer, mass meditations, and mastermind groups. When a group of people all hold the same vision, when they all broadcast the same coherent signal of emotion, they create a powerful, unified wave of energy that can influence reality on a much larger scale. Think of it like this. One person with a small flashlight can illuminate a small patch of darkness. But if 1,000 people all point their flashlights at the same spot, they can create a beam of light so powerful it can be seen from miles away. The collective intention works in the same way. This is why being a part of a positive, supportive community is so important for your own growth. When you surround yourself with other players who are also committed to playing the game at a high level, you all lift each other up. Their belief in you can strengthen your own belief. Their high vibration can help you maintain yours when you are feeling low. This is the idea behind a mastermind group. a concept popularized by Napoleon Hill in his book Think and Grow Rich. A mastermind is a small group of people who meet regularly to support each other in achieving their goals. They share ideas, hold each other accountable, and combine their mental and energetic resources. The synergy created in such a group can produce results that would be impossible for any one member to achieve alone. So, how do we put all of this into practice? How do we play the multiplayer game masterfully? Our daily play for this chapter is a two-part exercise. I call it the mirror question and the benevolent broadcast. The first part, the mirror question, is your tool for dealing with difficult interactions. The next time someone says or does something that upsets you, that triggers a negative emotional reaction in you, your first step is to pause. Instead of reacting outwardly, you will stop and silently ask yourself the mirror question. The question is, what part of my own belief system is this person reflecting to me right now? Let's say a coworker takes credit for your idea in a meeting. Your initial reaction might be anger and a feeling of injustice. Pause, breathe, ask the mirror question. What belief is this reflecting? Maybe the answer is a belief that says, I am not seen or valued, or my voice doesn't matter. The coworker is just the actor playing the part of that belief. Now the power is back with you. You cannot change the coworker, but you can change the belief. You can then do your inner work, using affirmations like, I am seen, valued, and respected. My contributions are important, and visualizations of being celebrated for your work. You are healing the root cause within you, not just reacting to the symptom outside of you. By consistently asking the mirror question, you will turn every difficult person in your life from an antagonist into a guru. They become your greatest teachers, showing you exactly where you still have work to do, where you still have old limiting beliefs that are ready to be healed. The second part of the game is the benevolent broadcast. This is your proactive practice for creating harmonious relationships and uplifting the energy of your environment. This is a practice of sending love and positive intentions to others. You can do this at any time. You can do it for a few minutes in the morning, or you can do it on the fly as you go about your day. The practice is simple. You will bring a person to mind. It could be someone you love. It could be a stranger you pass on the street. It could even be someone with whom you are having a difficult time. You will hold their image in your mind's eye. Then, you will generate a feeling of love, or peace, or appreciation in your own heart. Get into a state of heart coherence. And from that coherent state, you will imagine sending a beam of that beautiful positive energy from your heart to theirs. You can silently wish them well. You can say in your mind, I wish you peace. I wish you joy. I wish you health. I wish you love. You are not trying to change them or control them. You are simply offering a gift of high-frequency energy with no strings attached. This practice has a threefold effect. First, it benefits you. By generating and broadcasting love, you are marinating your own being in that high frequency. You cannot send love without feeling it yourself. Second, on an energetic level, you are sending a real, tangible gift of coherent energy to the other person. They may or may not consciously perceive it, but on a subconscious or soul level, the gift is received and can have a positive healing effect. Third, you are changing the energetic relationship between you and that person. If it is someone you have a conflict with, sending them love begins to dissolve the low vibration energy of resentment and anger that exists between you. It can miraculously soften the dynamic and open the door for healing and resolution. Try doing a benevolent broadcast for every person you are scheduled to meet with in a day. Before a big meeting, take a minute to send love and positive intentions to everyone who will be in the room. Wish for a harmonious, creative, and productive outcome for all. You will be amazed at how this simple, silent practice can transform the quality of your interactions. You are entering the multiplayer game not as a competitor or a victim, but as a co-creator of harmony and a broadcaster of benevolence. By mastering these two practices, the mirror question and the benevolent broadcast, you learn to navigate the complex world of human relationships with grace, power, and wisdom. You learn to see others not as separate and threatening, but as fellow players and valuable mirrors on your own journey of growth. You learn that the most powerful way to change your relationships with others is to change your relationship with yourself. And you learn that you have the power, through your own focused intention, to be a healing, uplifting presence on this beautiful, chaotic, and magnificent multiplayer game board we call life. Chapter 10. The Infinite Game, your daily practice for life. We have reached the final chapter of this instruction manual. We have journeyed from the fundamental nature of reality as a malleable game board, all the way through the identity of the player, the rules of energy, the tools of focus, words and emotions, and the strategies for navigating obstacles and relationships. You now have in your possession a complete and powerful model for consciously and deliberately reshaping your reality. But this is not the end. It is the beginning. This is not a game that you play for a little while, win, and then put back on the shelf. Life is not a finite game. A finite game, like football or chess, is played for the purpose of ending the game, of having a clear winner and a loser. An infinite game, a concept beautifully articulated by the philosopher James Carse, is played for the purpose of continuing the play. The goal of an infinite game is not to win, but to keep playing. Your life is an infinite game. The journey of spiritual growth, of conscious creation, is an infinite game. There is no final finish line where you receive a trophy and the credits roll. The joy is not in the destination. The joy is in the playing of the game itself. It is in the continuous process of learning, growing, expanding, and becoming more of who you truly are. The purpose of learning these rules and techniques is not to create a perfect life where you have no more challenges and then you can finally be happy. The purpose is to learn to play the game with all of its ups and downs, its victories and its lessons, with more grace, more joy, more power, and more love. The goal is to fall in love with the process of playing. As we conclude, let's quickly recap the core principles, the foundational pillars of this entire philosophy, to anchor them firmly in your mind. First, your reality is malleable. The world you see is not a solid, fixed, objective reality. It is a dynamic, energetic mirror that is constantly reflecting your own inner state back to you. As within, so without. To change the reflection, you must first change what you are projecting. Second, you are the player, not the character. You are not the voice in your head, the ego, the bundle of conditioned thoughts and fears. You are the silent, aware consciousness that observes the voice. Your power lies in identifying with this silent observer, the true player, and learning to consciously direct the character. Third, energy flows where attention goes. Your focused attention is your most powerful creative tool. It is the currency you use to invest in your reality. Whatever you consistently place your focus on is what will grow and magnify in your life. Guard your attention as the sacred resource that it is. Fourth, feeling is the secret. Thoughts are the blueprint, but emotion is the fuel that builds the house. The universe responds to your vibrational frequency, which is determined by your dominant emotional state. To attract your desires, you must learn to generate the feeling of your wish already fulfilled. Fifth, let go and allow. After you have done your part by focusing, intending, and feeling, you must release your desperate control over the outcome. You must surrender the how and the when to the infinite wisdom of the universe and trust that your good is on its way to you in the most perfect way and time. These 5 principles are your compass. They are the true north that will always guide you on your journey as a conscious creator. Whenever you feel lost or confused, you can return to these fundamental truths. Now, knowing the principles is one thing, living them is another. The key to successfully playing the infinite game is to integrate these principles into your life through a consistent daily practice. It is not about making a massive, heroic effort once in a while. It is about the small, consistent actions you take every single day. It is the daily tending of your inner garden that produces a beautiful life. A powerful daily practice does not need to be long or complicated. In fact, it is better if it is simple, joyful, and sustainable. A 10-minute practice that you do every single day is infinitely more powerful than a 2-hour ritual that you only do once a month. So, let's design a simple, customizable template for your own daily play routine. You can use all of these suggestions, or you can pick and choose the ones that resonate most deeply with you. The goal is to create a personal routine that you look forward to, one that feels like a gift you give to yourself, not a chore you have to do. This routine can be broken down into 3 parts: the morning launch, the daytime play, and the evening review. The morning launch. This is how you set your trajectory for the day. This is arguably the most important part of your practice. How you start your day has a disproportionate impact on how the rest of your day unfolds. This practice should be done before you engage with the outside world, before you check your phone or your email. Your morning launch can be as short as 5 minutes and could include 1. The gratitude amplifier. As we discussed in Chapter 6, start your day by identifying 3 specific things you are grateful for and spending a minute on each one, truly feeling and amplifying the emotion of gratitude in your heart. This tunes your being to the frequency of abundance and receiving from the very first moment of your day. 2. Setting a daily intention. After your gratitude practice, ask yourself the simple question, what is my intention for today? It could be an intention to be peaceful, to be productive, to be kind, to be present. State your intention clearly in your mind or out loud. For example, my intention today is to move through my day with ease and joy. This gives your reticular activating system its marching orders for the day. 3. Visualization. If you have a few extra minutes, you can spend some time in a reality simulator. Visualize your day going perfectly. See yourself navigating your tasks with confidence and success. Feel the feelings of accomplishment and satisfaction. Or you can visualize one of your larger goals, feeling what it feels like to have already achieved it. This pre-paves your day and your future with the energy of success. The daytime play. This is not a set block of time, but rather a series of mindful check-ins and quick games you play as you move through your day. This is about bringing your conscious awareness into your daily life. Your daytime play includes 1. The word audit and affirmation switch. Be a vigilant spy on your own language. Catch yourself using negative or limiting words and immediately perform an affirmation switch, replacing them with positive and empowering statements. 2. The reframe technique. When you encounter a challenge or an obstacle, do not let it derail you. Use it as an opportunity. Ask the reframing questions. What is the gift? What is the lesson? What new desire is being launched? Turn stumbling blocks into stepping stones in real time. 3. The mirror question. In your interactions with others, especially difficult ones, ask yourself, what part of me is this person reflecting? Use your relationships as a tool for profound self-awareness and healing. 4. The benevolent broadcast. Practice silently sending well wishes and positive energy to the people you meet and interact with. Become a source of upliftment and harmony in your environment. 5. The vibrational shift. Check in with your emotional state throughout the day. If you notice you are in a low vibration state like boredom or irritation, play a 60-second game to shift your energy. Put on a great song, watch a funny video, or just step outside. Consciously manage your own frequency. The evening review. This is a short practice to complete your day with intention and gratitude. It helps you to integrate the lessons of the day and to prepare for a restful sleep. Your evening review could include 1. Acknowledging your wins. Before you go to sleep, take a moment to reflect on your day and identify 3 things that went well. It could be a big accomplishment or a small victory, like sticking to your intention or successfully reframing a problem. Celebrating your wins, no matter how small, trains your brain to look for success and builds positive momentum. 2. Releasing the day. Consciously release any lingering worries, frustrations, or resentments from the day. You can imagine placing them all in a box and setting it aside, or you can use the release ritual we learned earlier. This allows you to go to sleep with a clear mind, which leads to more restful sleep and allows your subconscious mind to work on solutions overnight. 3. Gratitude. End your day as you began it, with gratitude. Think of a few things from your day that you are thankful for, and let that peaceful, appreciative energy be the last thing you feel before you drift off to sleep. This entire framework, the morning launch, daytime play, and evening review, is your personal training program for becoming a master player of the infinite game. Be patient and compassionate with yourself as you implement it. You will not be perfect. Some days you will play brilliantly. Other days you will forget all the rules and get caught up in the drama of the character. That is okay. It is part of the game. The goal is not perfection. The goal is progress. The goal is simply to wake up each morning and choose to play again, with a little more awareness, a little more intention, and a little more love than the day before. Embrace the journey. Fall in love with the practice. Find the joy in the small, daily acts of tending to your inner world. This is not a path to a distant destination called happiness. This is the path of discovering that happiness, power, and peace are not destinations at all. They are the very essence of who you are, the home base you can return to at any moment simply by shifting your awareness. You now have the instruction manual. You understand the rules of the game. You know the power of the controller in your hands. You know who you are, the magnificent creative player at the center of it all. The vast, responsive, and magical game board of your life is spread out before you. Your reality is awaiting your next move. So go, play with courage, play with joy, play with love. Play this game of life as the beautiful, infinite, and powerful game that it is. Thank you for listening. To continue your journey with more powerful audiobooks designed to reshape your reality, subscribe to Williams Audiobooks and click the notification bell.